addicted to success.
What's up? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank y'all for joining us for episode 114.
Yeah.
My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the pod gods, and with me is the best man in all the podcast land, my right-hand man, Mr. B. Hill.
Fuckers up. Hope y'all doing all right. Happy 9,001 day of quarantine. Hope you're doing fair.
Captain's log.
Surviving out here.
Captain's log. How are you, my guy? How are you, my friend?
Pretty stoned right now.
That's what's up. Hey, I see your beard over here, like on extra flourish. Like you've been in quarantine. You look like you getting up baby Rick Ross levels over here.
Yeah, my shit thick as fuck. I just have to buy me some clippers and cut it. I just don't feel like, I keep my shit, I keep a little line on it because I can't take it otherwise.
The shit growing up your face and shit.
Yeah, I can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Some niggas turning into whole like bears out this joint. Like it is not a lot of, it's just a lot of hair that grows. I didn't know maybe Joe Budden, but a lot of niggas beards who have the beards that flourish, they should be growing all the way up their cheek, like all the way to their eyes and shit.
Yeah, my shit like that. My shit grow like, it's splotchy, you know what I'm saying? But, in certain parts, but, yeah, it's cool.
It seemed it seemed a lot thicker from last week. And I know we've been doing this for fucking 6-7 weeks at this point.
Yeah, my shit be looking crazy. My shit mad thick. Like I gotta comb the fuck out of my shit. I was gonna keep going, but I don't know how long this shit gonna be. So I might have to just fucking go buy me some clippers or some shit. Order some shit offline. Just do it myself. I've been lining the shit myself, but
okay, you just that
I
big.
just ain't. Yeah, I ain't got no guards in them, so I can't take it down. It's either this or cut it off completely. So I might just do that too. Fuck it.
No, you about to have the baby face out this bitch?
I doubt it. I ain't never did that shit. So I doubt it. But
you keep your beard low enough that you know what your face looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Some people have very thick beards for very good reasons. That's all I want to say. Like, they cut that shit off and they look fucking horrible. Like, grow that shit back ASAP. Like, don't even come out in public till you grow your shit back. We don't like your face. Like, right. Some niggas got that type face. You've always had a beard since how long have you had a beard?
Shit, I don't know. Forever. I can't really.
Like, were you a teenager? Like, when you had I can't remember you.
Yeah, I had like a mustache when I was like 12 and 13 and shit. But like, I probably start like growing my shit out, I guess. Like, I don't know, maybe 21, 22. Okay. Not like, like just the full, maybe it was like 20, probably like 23, 24, I guess. Cause I used to do like the little pencil thin shit that was like mad 2000s, early 2000s.
Mad Hispanic, mad, fucking, Joe, what's my man, Fat Joe. I hate that. Listen, I hate like you Puerto Rican guys who like that fucking thin ass beard line and thin ass mustache that look like you just took a Sharpie.
He got a beard now.
He does now,
his mustache
but he's
trash though. His mustache be trash.
He used to do that thin shit like him and the nigga. What's the Hispanic dude or the Puerto Rican looking dude on Love and Hip Hop? That's in the Creep Squad. I forget that nigga name, but he has that thin shit. Like, I hate that shit. Like,
I used to do that, and then I used to, like, I went through all phases, but it's pretty much been the beard for past several, like at least probably 10, 12, 13, 10 to 12 years for sure. This is the thickest it's ever been though. I ain't never like grew my shit out like that because I don't like it. Like, it's either I grow it out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then I cut it down a little bit. I don't never go like barefacing or shit like that. But I might do a shadow, you know what I'm saying? Which is like damn near all the way cut off, but I like that shit. But I don't know.
I think my hair issues are my main hair issues are around like my eyebrows. Like, if nothing else is going to be trimmed, these brows going to be done. And, I I look crazy, but at the end of the day, like, I don't have nowhere to go anyway, so I ain't
That's
really
the thing.
tripping.
I'm kind of like, I don't even give a fuck. Like, for real. Like, it's like, that shit is, not even really, like, I don't even, like, like, not having a haircut for fucking, like, 2 months. Like, or going to the barbershop. Like,
I was about
really
to say, because
big of a
this shit
deal.
been on Baldy. Like,
oh yeah, nah.
you not out here looking like Charlamagne. He was looking like Carl Winslow out this bitch. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Charlamagne shit was looking crazy. You say he was on Angela Rye shit?
Yeah, I was just looking at him on live and shit, and she was like, he took his hat off and shit because he growing his shit out, and like he got the wild like spots and shit, like his hair and then not hair and shit. She was like, your shit look like, she said, your shit is the dysfunction in the black community.
His shit look like anxiety. Like,
she was like, that shit is dysfunction in the black community, right? Personified. I was like, damn. She was like, you got some people over here, you got some niggas over here. Niggas ain't coming together.
Some niggas social distancing, some of them not.
Word.
Like,
yeah,
his shit is trash. Like, I found it very interesting. And I guess, you know, it's like that with men and women. I always say, you know, like, God looked out for me. He knew what type of woman I would be because I'm not very hairy, at all. And, you know, I feel bad for women who, you know, have to fucking shave their legs and arms and shit like multiple times a week and before they can go get some ass and like all that shit. Like, I salute y'all for doing it. I'm not really hairy like that, you know. But I found it, interesting, like the shit like guys have to go through as far as like hair growth. We already talked about like the fake shit that niggas was doing, but like Charlamagne said he was never taught how to shave or, you know, cut his hair. And I always thought, and I see you like, you've kept your baldy, you know, throughout the whole process. But I thought it was just as easy as putting some fucking like shaving cream on your head and just using a razor.
If you got some clippers, I mean, you can go that route, but it's something way simpler. You just get some fucking clippers and cut that shit off. Like,
cause you ain't got to worry about a line or nothing, right?
Nah, you just cut it off. Like, just run, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, for in terms of your beard and shit and where the connections go, you know, that's why my shit look trash. Like, that's why I need to go to the fucking, just to get it blended in, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Like where your hair stops and like your beard comes in.
Yeah, like my shit, like it's just fucking stupid looking, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like the line is straight, you know what I'm saying? Like the line, like I actually can do my shit pretty much. Like I need like the razor line and shit. Like it's just the barbershop feel. Like certain shit I just don't, like normally it's certain shit I just will pay for. I'm fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just enjoy going to get a haircut and like feeling fresh for a second with a fresh line. It only lasts a couple of days, but it is what it is. But I mean, but like I said, I ain't really, like I've been wanting that shit, but I ain't even really been missing it because I don't really give a fuck. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Like it's not really like, you know, pressing, you know what I'm saying? And
Exactly. You know, like I feel like, you know, out of niggas, like shit, you again, your baldy been fresh. You know what I mean? Like your shit might not be pristine, but you know, niggas who don't know how to cut their hair or like we talk about on Charlamagne's example.
Cut his shit on live today.
Bro, Van had a barber 20 years.
That nigga had a barber like on live. And the nigga was like helping him cut it and shit. That shit was funny as fuck. Like that shit, he was like, yo, I can't take it. I gotta cut my shit. Cause his hairline, like he got one of them hairlines like that. He has hair, but his hairline, like his edges and shit is fucked up. So like his hair looks stupid. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like even despite having that shit, like even if you got hair and it's not like well, you know what I mean, put together, like it's still kind of trash. Like you still got to keep it like a low Caesar. You know what I'm saying? Just cause you're fucking, especially when your shit receding or whatever. So
I think it's been kind of cool, you know, seeing like as far as all this quarantine going on and all of these broadcasts from people's homes and, you know, no one able to get like maintenance and manicured and grooming and things like that. And, you know, they're still having to do their job. So some people just like embracing that shit like, fuck it, like this what it is. All of us looking crazy. So
yeah, the CEO of our company, we had a Zoom meeting and shit or something equivalent. He was like, oh, and he's like a tall white dude. He ain't got no facial hair or no shit, but he was like, Yeah, my hair's just growing all over. He had like, he's actually like a very witty little, like old, he's actually tall as shit. He's a witty, dry face, like slow talking, smart white man. But he's like witty as fuck. Like he always be throwing like nasty little jokes in there and shit that'd be like cracking me up. Like, this motherfucker. Like he like the Seinfeld, like Larry David type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like either you get it or you don't.
Yeah, like it's for smart people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like smart people.
Dry humor, yeah.
Yeah, it's dry, smart, like, and that's like every time I talked to him from the time I met him, he was like saying little quick one-liners and shit like that. And that shit, like,
people
that's
love
the thing,
wit.
like, comedy is, that's like, wit attracts wit, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't like a motherfucker. But usually you can come to terms with a motherfucker if you can like crack a joke and they get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that shit kind of is like weed in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like bringing people together type shit.
You know, when niggas ask like, how does your mind work? Like, how did you pull that? Like, where did you pull that from? And
you gotta be sharp to be able to do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, so like, all y'all didn't think the same thing? Like, that's what I thought when I saw it. Like, it don't take effort. Like, it's just like, so y'all didn't think the same thing. That's what I thought when I referenced XYZ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but I love wit, people that I, you know what I'm saying, deem witty, you know, cause it takes split second thought and it really don't even take thought. That's the thing about being witty. Like that's just organic. It just came out your mouth. Like this is how your brain processed whatever information you just received. And this was my reaction. So while y'all laughing, like most people who have received the compliment, I guess, of witty, like, I feel like that's just, it's breathing. Like, it don't take thought. It don't take, sitting down, writing a whole fucking set.
Just like how niggas can play basketball and shit. You know what I mean? It's just a talent. Like, it's just some people, because a lot of people don't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people that do have it, well, a lot of people the people that do have it, it's like a kind of like a, fraternity or sorority or, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a membership because you get it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. I can't really explain.
Listen, I don't mind like,
that's why go ahead.
I don't need you to be a witty person, but I need you to be able to get the joke. You know what I mean? Like for me, like I've had a conversation recently about like, exes or people you've dealt with in the past or, whatever, situationships, whatever. And we were talking about, turnoffs, right? Like one of my biggest turnoffs is if I have to explain everything to you. Like, and from a joking standpoint, like.
I'm too much of an asshole to, like, that shit pisses me and annoys me.
I hate that shit. You will get nowhere with me. Like, you will get nowhere with me romantically if I gotta explain shit to you.
Yeah, no, I'm cool.
And I've dated some great minds. I'm attracted to intelligence. However, like there's a difference between like book smart or subject matter smart and just being able to get shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, now this is my 5th time explaining something to you. Like, I'm over it. This is exhausting me. I don't have the energy for this type of shit.
That's after the 2nd time. I'm cool.
I mean, but if you find enough, like I explained 3 or 4 times. But by the 5th time, I'm like, all right, I see what this is. I see what this is.
I had some pretty women in my day and they were dumb as fuck, so I couldn't do it. I just, like you might catch me with the eye, but you got to keep me with your mind type shit. Like not even on some like be boyfriend and girlfriend shit, but like, just in some dating shit or not even, what I'm saying? Just like some conversation. Like I couldn't stand that shit. I'm too much of an asshole. And like, I'm gonna do that to a smart motherfucker. I'm gonna be an asshole to a smart motherfucker from at one point or another. You know what I'm saying? So I either need to have it reciprocated or like checked or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Did you celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
I was planning to. I had a fucking coupon Cause I haven't been eating out. I ate out for the first time on Sunday. I couldn't take it. I went to their house and got me some fucking food.
Ooh, wings. Did you eat a wing for me? What you eat from there?
I didn't. I got a turkey pita. That shit was fire.
Oh, man,
so good.
Fucking turkey.
That shit was amazing. That shit was so like crisp and clean and shit. That shit was beautiful. Cause I had just had wings the day before, so I was like, fuck it. Like,
they chicken tenders bomb too. Like all their chicken products is pretty on point.
Yeah, I got chicken tenders. I got green chicken tenders. So,
shout out to L House.
What are we talking about?
In North Carolina. We were talking about Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, Cinco de Mayo. So I haven't been eating out. So, I seen this dude I know who posted like, you ever been to Bar Taco? Shit is super disgusting. That's not disgusting, but it's not.
You don't like Bar Taco?
Nah, that shit is trash.
I like Bar Taco.
But they had my man posted a fucking free code online. And, he was on fucking Instagram. So I hit him like, is that shit real? He had mad goddamn food. I'm like, what the fuck? He was like, yeah, free tacos from Bar Taco. You know what I'm saying? Using this code when you order online. I'm like, what the fuck? So I hit him like, DM him. I was like, yo, is that for real? He's like, hell yeah, I just got it. He was like, and one of our mutual homeboys and shit. He's like, yeah, I got it from bro. And I'm like, damn. So I hit bro like, damn, nigga, why you ain't telling me about the code? He was like, man, he's like, I ain't had time. The time I told bro, like, he was like, he put that shit on fucking Instagram and shit. You know what I'm saying? So of course.
Niggas always letting go of the plug.
It's up to $75 worth of free food. Like $75. All you had to do was pick it up. Like all you just order online. It was a straight redeemable gift card that my man said he got like $50 for lunch for food. And then like, you know what I'm saying? Redeemed it. And then the other dude, he got like $60 worth. And he put the shit on Instagram making the block hot. So I go online, boom. I'm like, yo, I go straight to bartacoonline.com type shit. And they like, we're experiencing extremely high traffic. Let us hit me back in 15 minutes.
And making no money.
Man, motherfucker said 15 minutes and shit. I kept refreshing that bitch on them. So, no. To answer your question, no. That was my fucking shit. But but like my wife had, cause she been eating, like making all type of shit, trying to jazz the fucking kitchen up, I guess, instead of the bedroom type shit.
Jazz the kitchen up.
So she just been, and then she watched a lot of food shit. So she just be like repurposing food and shit like that. So we had some,
that's awesome.
She had some old taco meat that we had from, not old taco meat, but some, you know, a couple days ago taco meat that we had like on Saturday or some shit.
Okay.
And then, she just repurposed that shit and made like a casserole or some sort. It was pretty good. So I guess in a way I did, but not really, not the way I wanted to. You know what I mean?
Well, I've had, I did celebrate Cinco de Mayo yesterday. I always celebrate Cinco de Mayo if I can.
One of my homegirls, not that cut you off, one of my homegirls posted on Facebook, she was like, I wonder if our Mexican brothers and sisters celebrate like Juneteenth the way and get some soul food like we do. I was like, nah, pretty much they probably don't. Cause we love some goddamn Cinco de Mayo.
We love Cinco de Mayo. So.
But they don't love, do they, like we just get the shaft on everything. Like, goddamn. Like,
listen, because one, we like to party. Like there is no,
shit, Mexicans do too.
Yeah, but ain't no real like thing associated with Juneteenth besides celebrating our history. It's not like a drink of Juneteenth. Like it's not a food of Juneteenth. You know what I mean? Like
soul food.
I mean, if we market it, it's all about marketing. Cinco de Mayo is marketing. Ginger ale.
Yeah, ginger ale, fucking Kool-Aid. That's the drink. You know what I mean?
Listen, niggas want to turn up. They drink ginger ale. I drink ginger ale on a regular basis. Like, niggas want to turn up.
Spike your sweet tea. You know what I mean? Get you some fucking fried chicken wings. Get you a little soul food. Get you some chitterlings.
I'm not even signing up for chitterlings.
Raise your blood pressure if you want to fucking celebrate us like you fucking like. Get cholesterol and diabetes.
Listen, Cinco de Mayo ain't cholesterol free. All that fucking cheese and sour cream and all that shit on there.
Refried beans. I love refried beans. I think like refried beans is the most underrated fucking like Mexican part of the food.
Refried beans is the last thing on my list that I actually will eat.
You're not real. Cause you're not real. Like refried
I'm not a real Mexican. Shit. You're all right.
Nah, you're not real.
Refried beans, yeah, that's crazy. But I did, in fact, celebrate Cinco de Mayo. I made it a point to. Like, I feel like however I can celebrate something, I'm trying to. It's May. I told y'all I'm coming to, I think I told y'all I'm fucking running my days together, but I had to cancel my trips. Like, my birthday is at the end of the month, May 31st. Hit me up. But yeah, so during this quarantine, like I just tried to do whatever I can to feel like I'm having a good time. You know what I'm saying? And, Cinco de Mayo, I was like, look, I'm trying to have Cinco de Mayo. And since the quarantine has started and lockdowns and, shelter in place orders and all of that shit came into place, I've only had 2 individuals in my home. And the 2 individuals that I had in my home is because I know them to a point where, I know what their habits are. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been in the crib just like me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They went to the store, came home, like they ain't with the shits. And, I felt comfortable with them in my home, but I had I call them my quarantine buddies. And they are like the only real people I've had any type of physical contact with. Like I've seen you like in real life that are not like strangers in the grocery store or some shit. So one of my friends came over and we fucking ate tacos and drank tequila and, smoked and all of that. So, it wasn't going out and going to these restaurants and all of that, but I did in fact I had a good time, as far as a quarantine can let you have a good time, but I did. So I don't want to shit on my blessings, and I did in fact have a good time. However, I just want to give a quick lesson about Cinco de Mayo, right? I'm going to ask you, do you know what Cinco de Mayo is?
It is Mexican Independence Day, right?
Wrong. It is not Mexican Independence Day. And I thought to show how Americans just love to fucking turn up and not know what's going on, and also appropriate culture by wearing sombreros and shit. I've done that shit. I'm not proud of it. But I have. Can't say I won't do it again, to be completely honest. But, I thought it was the Day of the Dead. Like I thought it was Mexican Day of the Dead. Like that's
Halloween. Right?
No,
like
it's
shit.
not. But Mexican Day of the Dead is to remember like loved ones and shit like that. But that's not until November.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
I remember like it's in the cold. Yeah. I thought that's why like around October and shit. November,
yeah.
December,
No, they're totally separate. But Cinco de Mayo is the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla. And it's a holiday that is celebrated in parts of Mexico and the United States to honor the military victory of 1862 over the French forces of Napoleon. So the Mexicans came to help us battle the French in 1862.
Oh, that's around Louisiana, right? Like around the Louisiana Purchase and shit, right?
I want to say yes, but don't quote me on it.
Because that's how the French used to own Louisiana.
That's why they speak French and they Creole.
Yeah,
and shit.
and exactly. And I don't know if that's the same battle or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I used to know a lot of world history, but
I think that is crazy because I felt super ignorant. I was like, damn. Like I should at least know what yeah, and what prompted me to that was prior to Cinco de Mayo, and it was I forgot this site that I follow on social media. But they said they started off like, yeah, so Americans think that Cinco de Mayo is Mexican Independence Day. And I'm like, no, cause that shit the Day of the Dead. And he like, it's not that. And then he tells me what it is. And I'm just like, so I was totally fucking off. Like, I've been celebrating this shit. I definitely thought that. We both were wrong. Independence Day.
I knew it was a battle and I knew for a fact that it had to be a war and shit, but I thought that was the day that the independence the war was won for Mexico, but clearly I was wrong.
Yeah,
I knew it was related to a battle though. I mean, I was partly onto something and I was warm.
Yeah. Almost doesn't count. But yeah, I mean, the more you know, the more you grow. We know now, you know, and, when we celebrate next year, we'll know why we celebrating. It said that imagine a world where Cinco de Mayo falls on Taco Tuesday and is ended by a virus called Corona. I was like, damn it, man, that is true.
That's the wildest shit ever.
That is the wildest shit ever. 2020 is crazy. Taco. What you put on your taco? Are you a dry taco person? What do you put on your taco?
Hell no, I put everything on my taco. Like I put obviously lettuce, tomatoes. I'm trying to wean myself from cheese as much. So I don't try to use, it's either I use cheese or I use sour cream. It's not both. I might as well use both, but, so one or the other.
That's good of you.
Yeah, tomatoes. I love tomatoes. I've been putting like cucumbers and carrots and shit. I've been doing, I be doing like my shit like a whole salad.
You a gentrified taco eater. We done already Americanized the fuck out of tacos, and then you go gentrify it with your Whole Foods way of life.
That shit be fire though. Like putting like a little carrot, like shred some carrots on
I know
that
I
shit.
would never do that. I know I would never put. I don't like raw carrots. I do like cucumbers, but I can't see myself purposely putting that on a taco at home.
Why not? Do you like tomatoes?
Not fresh tomatoes, no. I eat salsa. I eat all of that, but like a fresh tomato, you would never see me cut up
like
a tomato.
vegetables.
I like vegetables. I just don't like tomatoes. I don't like, and it's a difference. There are some vegetables where I like them, but I only like them cooked. Like a carrot. You'll never see me eating a raw carrot. You'll never see me eating raw broccoli. You'll never see me eating raw cauliflower. So when you have your veggie tray,
I can't follow that.
I'm not eating that. But I love broccoli. I love cauliflower, and I love cooked carrots. I love tomatoes.
Celery? I don't like celery cooked. I like celery raw.
I rarely like celery.
Shit.
I don't like celery. It has a fucked up
celery.
texture. It's stringy. It has a weird taste. But if you chop it up fine enough and put it in a dressing, you put it in a potato salad where I can't really
Don't put it in my potato salad. That's disgusting.
Some people do that.
I know. Don't do that.
My family doesn't, but I didn't taste it with that in there.
Don't do that.
That's a violation.
In that shit. Don't put raw onions or fucking celery in that shit. That shit.
Wait, so you don't like raw onions?
Fuck no. That's disgusting.
Oh, but you come for me, so you don't like vegetables. Why you don't like onions?
I like them cooked. They're raw. They're too pungent. They take over everything. Like they make everything, whatever it consumes, whatever you're eating. Like if you're eating a salad, that shit tastes like straight onion. It don't taste like a salad. It tastes like onions.
It's like I'm real picky about a lot of shit. Like when it comes to onions, I can do raw onions. But it has to be small. Like it has to be like super small.
I can't do it.
I can't do like, so when
grilled, for sure, fucking them up.
So like you could put like a bunch of grilled onions like on your burger or some shit?
Fuck yeah. I'm saying that, yeah. Grilled onions and peppers. Like, I can even eat a pepper by itself, like bell peppers and shit. I can eat those raw, but I can't eat no onion raw. Like, but if you grill it, I'm ready to roll. Like, I eat the fuck out of that shit. Or even fry it. Like, if you just change the consistency, like, from the pungentness, it takes away the pungentness, I guess, for me.
I like to taste the onions, though. Like, I cook a lot of shit in onions, but I don't take those onions and put it on the dish. Like, I cook this, like, roasted, sausage and, potatoes with peppers and onions and all that shit, and I love it and smell the house up real good. But once that shit come out, like I push the onions and peppers to the side.
Oh, you don't like cooked onions and peppers?
It just depends. Like it really just depends.
Cheese steaks and shit?
No, I don't put onions on my cheesesteaks. None of that. None of that. But I eat like, I'll go and get like onion straws. Like I'll go get onion rings. But let me tell you the crazy thing. I'll get an onion ring and I can eat it until that fucking onion falls out the shit. And then I throw that shit to the side.
Kind of like that. I have to bite it off. I'm not eating just the raw onion. Like,
yeah.
Like if it come out, like if it nut, like if the damn thing nut.
Onion ring nut? Jesus.
Yeah, when it nut a little bit, I can't do that. But if I could, you know what I mean, eat the whole joint.
Oh, I got a question for you. I got a condiment question for you. Ketchup.
I thought you were about to say condom. But,
no.
Because it said nut. You know what I'm saying?
Because we talking about tomatoes and tacos and all that shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ketchup. Does it go in the fridge or the pantry? I saw this debate on social media.
That's funny, and I was just watching some shit on, it was Snoop and Freddie Gibbs, and they were talking about that shit. That's crazy that you said that.
Really?
Like, I literally just watched that shit right before that's crazy. But you're a whole terrorist if you like warm ketchup. Like, that shit is disgusting. Like, cool me down.
And
like,
I feel like you're a whole cold terrorist if you putting cold fucking ketchup on your fries.
Nah, that shit is fire. That shit is a perfect, like,
what do you do when you at restaurants and shit?
I mean, I'm fine there. Obviously, I have nothing to do. I can't do anything, but my personal preference at the crib, oh yeah, that shit's in the refrigerator. For sure.
What about your mustard?
I don't like mustard.
Oh my God. You don't like mustard?
I like honey mustard. I don't like regular mustard though. Shit's disgusting.
Wow.
It takes, it's too pungent. It's too, like, and I like,
you don't like flavor.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like flavor. I love flavor. I just don't like fucking mustard. That shit is weird. Like, it's just weird.
Like, so I feel like
stupid.
Ketchup.
Honey mustard, we lit.
Ketchup goes in the pantry. I use ketchup so often.
I only like Heinz ketchup though.
Well, if I have a preference, I definitely go with Hunt's or Heinz. But I'm not like a ketchup terrorist like that where I just like, I need to have this brand. Like,
I never would buy anything other. I bought some French's one time and I was so disappointed. And I like threw that shit away and went back to the store.
What the fuck? Like, ketchup is ketchup. Like, now, granted, some ketchup tastes a little bit different, but so you like go somewhere, you get some fries, you gonna be like, oh, this ketchup made by damn.
No, I'm gonna use it because I'm like, but if they have the option, like, if I'm somewhere,
are you like, can I get some Heinz, please?
If they have it, like, y'all ain't
57.
I ask them, like, y'all got Heinz? And they be like, nah. I'm like, all right, fuck it, just give me your fucking peasant. Your peasant.
So, wait, Heinz is the high class? Heinz is the high class ketchup?
Fuck yeah, it costs way more than the rest of the fucking peasantries.
It costs chips. More. Oh, yeah. Man. I don't have a ketchup preference.
No sugar added type shit. Don't try the no sugar added. That shit is disgusting. But like,
I do the no sugar added. Hold on. You the nigga that just put fucking cucumbers and carrots on your motherfucking taco and you talking about don't do the no sugar.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not really that good. You can do organic. Like,
I've done all of them.
But the no sugar one is a little.
It's just
tart.
Not as sweet. Yeah. Cause it takes out the sugar.
No, I don't like that. I'm cool. That shit like
my ketchup is in the fridge. My ketchup is in the pantry. My mustard is in the fridge.
Yeah, my wife like my mustard in the fridge too. My wife like mustard. I don't like that shit.
I don't even use mayo most of the time. On my sandwich, I use mustard. Like if I make a ham and cheese or turkey and cheese or whatever kind of sandwich, and I don't eat sandwiches very often, not in my home.
I eat them damn near every day. Sandwich eating food.
You know about my gluten intolerance. So I can't do bread as much as I would like. Listen, I love a sandwich. Don't get me wrong, but I had to move to like wraps and shit like that because I get like these gluten-free wraps and shit. We literally talked about it last week. That's right. Funny. So, but I use mustard.
I'm stoned.
It's okay. It's a quarantine going on. You living your life like it's golden. But, yeah, that's crazy though. That's crazy. Like you don't like mustard. I love
honey mustard, I fuck up, but I can't do no regular
honey mustard is mustard with sugar.
It's mustard with honey.
And sugar.
Right. It's just honey.
Because you have some honey mustards that taste really, really mustardy.
I know. That's weird too. And I'll eat that. Like, it's this one.
I love honey mustard, but I'm a condiment person. I love fucking condiments anyway. Like, food is just a vehicle for my condiments and sauces. So
Polynesian sauce is by far the greatest sauce of all time. Like, if there's a sauce for any type of food, it's Polynesian.
I don't think Polynesian is universal though. Like a ranch or
ranch is good.
Black people love ranch.
Nigga, I done ran out of fucking salad dressing and had packs of fucking Polynesian in my desk at work. Fuck that.
Wait, you put Polynesian on a salad?
Nigga, listen, don't ask.
Nigga,
listen.
you just diminished the purpose of even having a salad when you put all that honey. Okay, have you ever looked at the calorie count? You probably haven't.
Why would I do that?
All right, so let me tell you about my ass. Like, let me tell you something. Polynesian is like 140 calories for that little fucking packet. Yeah. That's a lot of calories. That's why it's so good.
That's just because it's made.
You can get a whole chicken. You can get like 2 chicken breasts for that.
Yeah, I'll just get another chicken breast. You know what I mean? Like I put that. Oh, nigga, I used to fuck it up when I had some grilled chicken at the crib. Like bring some chicken from home and shit for lunch. Got them
I'm
Polynesian.
not debating that Polynesian is a good ass sauce. I'm
That
just
shit is
saying,
fire.
you
Nigga,
shouldn't
I
even
went to
ate the
Chick-fil-A.
salad if you was gonna
No.
put motherfucking 500 calories
I
of
ain't eating the
Polynesian
salad.
on this shit.
I'm not eating the salad because of nutritional value. Like,
Oh,
that's,
you
I mean,
just
that's a
eating
part
it.
of the reason. I just love
Oh,
salad. Like,
okay.
I can eat a salad with every meal if I
Got you.
love
Okay.
salad.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Love it.
I
Yeah.
like salad.
I love it.
I wouldn't eat
So
that
good.
shit every meal though.
Hell yeah.
Cause I'll be
I
like,
can
once
eat it
I
every
put the
day.
dressing on here, like I try to use like balsamic shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I like that too. You know what I'm saying? I love dressing and shit. I like Catalina. Catalina is the most.
Catalina and fucking Thousand Islands. Black people love some fucking Catalina
No,
and
I don't
Thousand
like
Islands.
Thousand Island. Catalina fire though. That shit damn near fucking Polynesian. It's like Catalina is Polynese and Catalina is beside each other. They in like Italy and pollen. In pollen. It's in pollen.
Pollen. I remember coming to North Carolina and going to Chick-fil-A and
Y'all ain't
asking
had
for
Chick-fil-A
nuggets.
in DC, did you?
No, Chick-fil-A just got to DC maybe 10, a little over 10 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing.
We didn't grow up. I had a job in high school. Yes, the summer I graduated before I went to college, and I had a job and it was in Virginia. And the mall had a Chick-fil-A in it, and I had never been to Chick-fil-A before. And the people there were like, we going to breakfast, like we going to this Chick-fil-A. And I'm just like, well, what is that? And like, it was a line outside that bitch. Like we went, and that's when I thought chicken for breakfast was a weird fucking concept. So we're not talking Bojangles, Chick-fil-A. We didn't have that. We had Popeyes, all that, but I don't recall like chicken being a breakfast thing. And I love fucking chicken. I'm black as fuck. Like I love chicken. And I had Chick-fil-A. I was like, yo, this shit bomb. But I had like a breakfast sandwich. So I never like had like nuggets and shit. And then I came to North Carolina to go to college. And I was in Crabtree Mall the first time I had nuggets from Chick-fil-A. I was at Crabtree Mall.
Nigga,
and I remember because I opened that shit up and I was like, I was like, can I get some sweet and sour sauce? They say, we don't have sweet and sour sauce. I'm like, what type of fuck shit is this? Y'all don't have sweet and sour sauce? They're like, we got Polynesian. I'm like, all right, give me that. And then, give me some honey mustard, some shit.
The blessing that you deserve.
Gave me that. And then I open up this container and I see these little ass fucking nuggets. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? But it shut me up real quick. Cause that shit was bomb as fuck.
Yeah,
it was real chicken.
I remember, North Hills, like, I'm from Raleigh, so it used to be a mall called North Hills and shit. And it won't shit in there, but Chick-fil-A, Foot Locker, KB Toys, and Blockbuster Music, and they had another restaurant called Scotty's and shit with like cheeseburgers and hot dogs. But like, the Chick-fil-A was in the corner, like by JCPenney's and shit. When you walk out, they used to have like a little sample platter.
It's always in the corner.
They had a little sample platter and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you could just come and like, they just had like little nuggets and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like on the little plastic thing, you know what I'm saying? You can just grab your own. Totally disgusting at this point. Like, that's in the 80s and 90s, there was no such thing as fucking hand sanitizer and shit.
There was no such thing.
Fuck no. Like I ain't start using sanitizer. I was grown. Like them shit won't readily like just available. You know what I'm saying? Like to what I can remember. But anyway. But yeah, that shit was lit, man. You go there and you get you like, I used to go there. Me and my mom used to go there. She'd go to Penny's and do some Penny shit. Buy me Penny's work clothes and shit and pantyhose. We leave out there. We go to fucking Chick-fil-A and I get some samples and shit.
Hand sanitizer came out in 1966.
No way.
1966.
No way. That shit is, that's called soap.
I'm gonna validate you. I'm gonna validate you. Hand sanitizer came out in 1966, but it was used more so in hospitals and healthcare facilities. It didn't become popular until the 90s.
Yeah.
So that helps your story.
Yeah. Them niggas was talking about soap. Like that shit wasn't fucking. So yeah, we'll go there. We'll go to KB Toys. I go play with the toys, and then that's when Foot Locker used to have they used to have a backboard and the rim and shit in there, like in the actual store. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So like you can go and sign your name or shoot the ball and shit, and they used to have the shoes on the floor, and you could try them bitches on and shit.
Yes.
Like I got my first pair of pumps out of that motherfucker, man. That shit was lit.
Foot Action in Cary?
That shit been closed.
Since when?
Like a year.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense then. Because it was the outlet joint.
Mm-hmm.
How they close that? That shit used to be popping. shopping.
That shit was.
I got mad shoes out of there for the Lowski Doski.
Hell yeah, I used to love going there. It was disappointing when you drove all the way out that motherfucker and it won't shit.
Hey, man, you used to be hitting each other like shit, like, don't go out that bitch. Or, go out that bitch. Like, they got everything, yo. Like, they got everything.
Some shoes in there that I got. Like, I got some I done got some shit out of there.
I done got some shit out of there, too. When they had shit, they had shit. But when they didn't, they didn't. That
shit was hit or miss, but that shit be bone dry. But yeah, it's like a fucking mosaic tile spot now, some shit like that.
Wow, that's messed up. Yeah. That's messed up because I used to try to make it my location. Like when I came to town, I was like, yo, let me hit that shit. Because Foot Action only had 2 outlet locations, and one was in Cary and one was in California. So they got everything. Wow. Those 2 locations got everything, like the clearance shit.
So. They had a mad lug. They would have some lug Birdmans. Or they had some fucking crazy Hirachis. You be like, damn. Like,
they might have some J's.
Yeah.
And some lugs at the same time. Like, the lugs might be $14. The J's might be $27.
Right.
Out that bitch.
Mad Adidas and shit. And they used to have the bullshit hats and mad like PNB Nation.
They did. And Nietzsche.
Mad Dada and shit.
All that shit. They had all the shit that didn't sell.
Hell yeah.
But, selling is like a regional thing. What's popping in one place, not popping in another place. You know what I'm saying? So you might get shit like, what? They got that shit in here. But that shit ain't popping in that whatever, you know what I'm saying, like location and shit.
And my man used to work there and shit. So, well, he wasn't even my man. Just a nigga I followed on Twitter. Like, he was like, yo, I went in there one time. He was like, yo, you be from Twitter? I was like, oh yeah, what up, bro? He was like, yeah. He's like, take my math. I let you know when they got like crazy shit in here because he was a sneakerhead nigga too. That's the only reason he worked there, just so he can get sneakers and shit.
Hey, that's the only reason I ever wanted to work in the sneaker store. I never got to work in the sneaker store. Me either.
I never worked in. I'm
they
glad
denied us, bro.
I never applied. But I'm like,
I'm thinking like, did you ever apply, Sean? Like,
I never applied like a dumbass. I should have. That's what the hoes was.
But it was
like,
still hard to get in. Like it was people the people who be working in the sneaker store. You know if they're a sneakerhead or not, because niggas who work in the sneaker store that are in fact sneakerheads, they coming to work with their best shit on. And then there's motherfuckers that sitting there with like they fucking black. Look like they work in Cheesecake Factory, like they got that same pair of work shoes that they wear every day, and they don't know shit about sneakers. And then I be feeling like I could have been working here and you working here. You don't know shit about sneakers. Like,
my cousin, like on my dad's side, who I didn't meet till I was fucking 23. That motherfucker, like, he was like a district manager for fucking Foot Locker for like 10 years. Like all my family got mad fucking sneakers and shit. But like, this the Louisiana sneakers. So like, they'll have mad J's because that's all they really wear was J's and shit. Like, you know, like they just wear Jordan. Like my little brother and them, they used to have mad goddamn J's because my cousin used to get them for like goddamn like 60% off type shit back then. You know
I wish I knew your cousin.
Nigga, I didn't know him. I wish I knew the nigga. Like, damn, what the fuck was you at? Like, shit. Like,
where were you?
He like 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm about 30. He's at least 50, maybe 51. So this was because he went to Morehouse and shit, and he was like,
when I was working there, you didn't have no money to buy shit anyway. What are you talking about? You were a child like fuck.
Shit, nigga, I had a mama to fuck.
True.
My mama like deals too.
I know that's right. That's right. My mama wouldn't buy me none. I had to buy my first pair myself, and I think I was like in 10th or 11th grade when I got my first pair of Jordans. I'm the oldest of 4. My mama wasn't having it.
Yeah.
And that's when Jay's was like fucking $80, $90. Now the bitch is $140 minimum. Minimum $140. In my size, 200 in your size, 180, 200. You know what I mean? Like, god damn.
I'm about to send my shit back.
And shout out to the sneakerheads. I always love, you know what I mean, talking to the sneakerheads. Before we get in, we always give our COVID update, our Black Facts. You know, I feel like since the quarantine, I've been bringing you, this or that I've been finding on the internet. And this is what I definitely want to make sure that we get to before we get into, you know, the rest of our regularly scheduled programming. So I saw this on the internet. I want you to think about this. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. All right. Who brought more to the culture with Jay bringing in Kanye and Rihanna, versus Lil Wayne bringing in Drake and Nicki.
That's tough, man.
That is tough.
That shit, and I just kept scrolling because I didn't even feel like racking my brain over
Yeah,
that
let's
shit.
wreck it, baby. Let's wreck it.
50,
Let's wreck
50,
it.
man. Like, it's easily 50-50.
How? Give us some insight on why you feel it's 50-50.
I mean, they provided equal amount of fucking entertainment. You know what I mean? Like,
let the people know your thoughts.
I am. They just provided equal amounts of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like from each side. Like Rihanna, they're all icons. Like, so when you have three icons, it's kind of hard to say who's more of an icon than anybody. Like, you know, like you got God.
3 icons or 4 icons?
Well, 6, right? So it's 3.
Well, it's not. Many? Well, Jay and Wayne ain't really a consideration factor here. It's just because they brought these people in. So it's basically Kanye and Rihanna versus Drake and Nicki. Like,
that's 4 icons.
Yeah.
Easily. So like you just at that point you just like.
That's why it's a debate because it's 4 icons.
Got, like, demigods versus demigods. Like one has one power and the other power. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just kind of hard to.
One gotta go. One crew gotta go. Lil Wayne never brought in Drake or Nicki. Jay never brought in Kanye and Rihanna. Like which one are you going with? Which one couldn't you live without?
I can't pick.
Come on, don't be a pussy. You gotta pick.
I can't.
You gotta pick. These ain't your children. Like you gotta pick.
I love them equally. I promise you I do. Like, I can't really, like.
I hate people who can't make a decision. Like, it
ain't
costing you nothing.
That's my decision. Like, I can't. Like, I love them
so
equally.
Discographies, Kanye, Rihanna, or Drake and Nicki, whose discography would you rather have? Let's talk about it that way then. Versus what they contributed to the culture.
Shit, Drake and Nick.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
at least you made a decision.
Yeah, I mean, but black people always pitting each other against each other. That shit's trash.
Comparisons come. Like, comparisons come. Period. I don't think this is a malicious thing. You know what I mean? I don't think this is a black on black crime thing.
We always we just can't I hate it.
But we can have opinions.
Yeah, but it's just whack though. Cause we always pitting each other. We don't never be like Adele or fucking.
Because it ain't many people in our same lane. Like we up here, like we so fucking dope. We can only compare us to us sometimes. Like what I look like saying, who brought more to the game, Adele or Beyonce? What the fuck you gonna say? You gonna say Beyonce?
I know, but I'm just saying exactly. So let's just do that. Like I don't know. It's just we always pitting each other against each other. That shit is some fucking raw rose back to slavery.
Okay,
shit.
so you say we always putting each other against each other. I don't think this is that serious, but we always talk about top 5. We always talk about best rappers. We always talk about that shit. So like, I think that's just, I don't think of it as serious as that. I think it's like the shit that you like. Like, you like fucking, carrots and cucumbers on your fucking taco. Which one you picking?
Power, and then it was Empire. You know what I'm saying? These niggas was 2 separate shows completely. Like, they're just 2 black shows. That's the only commonality they have. And then we're pitting them against each other. Like, we always do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, you never see fucking, which one's better, 90210 or fucking Dawson's Creek? You know what I'm saying? Shit
90210. Because we don't live in white world, so we're not debating white shit.
That. I guess I don't know if they do that or not.
White people might do that. Like, what's better, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or Real Housewives of Orange County? Like that's what the fuck they do.
They do.
You debate shit that you know. I don't think it's like a black on black or, type thing for this particular thing, but all roads definitely lead back to slavery. Yeah. But I think it's just a debate of things that you like. I can easily ask you what's better, like a fucking a Barkley shoe or a motherfucking Kobe shoe. Because those are the things that we like, not necessarily.
First two Barkleys. There were some dope Kobe's. And I'm so upset with myself that I don't have any Kobe's. And now I wouldn't buy any because they're fucking through the roof. I'm sure, but
I got Kobe's.
There was a lot of dope Kobe's that I missed out on, and even more so, because there are a lot of them with low tops, and I'm I love low tops. You know what I'm saying? I like highs and mids.
I feel like Kobe was one of the
some
individuals that consistently had low tops. Like he had some high tops before he had early on, but then everything was low.
He has some mean. I seen.
I probably got like
Mike,
3 pair of Kobe's, 4 pair of Kobe's.
I ain't got none. I wish I had some. I seen Mike Epps had some shit that I loved the other day, and I remember seeing this nigga was the first nigga I seen with him. I ain't even know the nigga. Like, he was at my homegirl crib. I was like, fuck them shit. Like, you know, you ever see like some sneakers that you just like you don't want to be staring at a nigga feet, but like some shit's just so goddamn hard, and you like want them shit so bad. Have you ever been like that? Like, I don't know. I'm weird like that.
Like I mean, I see.
Can't stop staring at them shits.
If I see some shoes that first of all, when I see you, I'm looking at you from the feet up, period. Like, that's just how I look at people. Like, motherfuckers, like, I'm looking at you from the feet up. Cause I'm a sneaker person. I'm a shoe person. I like shoes, period. Like, shoes I don't even wear. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love a great shoe. Yeah, I love sneakers. Like, that's me, cause that's what I wear. If y'all been on my, profile on our webpage, www.theaintshitshow.com, check us out. My thing is, I feel like sneakers should always be in the dress code. Like, that's just me. Like, I love sneakers, but I love fucking shoes. Like, I love a good shoe. I can go with you to pick out a heel. I can go with you to pick out a boot. I could go with a nigga to pick out a dress shoe. Like, I just love shoes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way. I done bought my wife mad heels just cause they dope. Like,
yeah, I love shoes. A shoe, man. I love a shoe. And the thing about shoes, right? The thing about shoes is you really have to gain like a lot of weight for your shoe not to fit. Like, shoes, no matter what's going on.
You're right, though.
Your shoes gonna be the same. Like, I've worn the same size since I was probably like in fucking 8th grade, 9th grade or some shit like that.
You gotta gain a lot of weight for your shoe not to fit.
Cause I do know people whose shoes don't fit. And I be like, damn.
You gotta there. That's crazy.
Hey, shoes gonna fit. And then like, especially when it comes to sneakers and shit, like, it's very rare. I mean, let me take that back. It depends on the type of sneakerhead that you are. But like, we talked about shit like that was wild, like Creative Rex and like shit like that. But you can bring a shoe back. A shoe don't necessarily have to go out of style. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, I got ice creams. I got some motherfucking S. Carters. I got some shoes where like they had like they moment. But if I brought them shits out right now, niggas would be like, oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about shoes. Like, clothes will go out of style, different styles. A dress can go in and out of style, but you know what I mean? Like, sneakers are forever to me.
Like, I know I'm a sneakerhead because I be watching like the mayor. Like, I watch his show every night because he has like, and I want to be on that shit so bad, but I don't because I feel like I'll be lame. But like, he go like for an hour. You know, the mayor, he has like mad sneakers and shit, you know, like probably the most sneakers of anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's got houses, like he's got a house dedicated.
He got exclusive shits, like fucking one of ones and fucking one of 100s.
Beautiful. Like this nigga, but he does a show on his Instagram at 9 every fucking day. And he just like talks to random people, you know what I'm saying, about sneakers and shit. So like you know, you can add people and shit. So he'll just add like regular, you know, I guess fans, if you will, like, and they show us sneakers and shit. And he just look at sneakers and they like, yeah, I got this. I mean, I done seen some crazy shit. Like, niggas got some crazy collections and I appreciate that shit. And I know that I'm a fucking sneakerhead because I be watching niggas just like go in their closet and see what they got. Shit is fucking ridiculous, but.
So I've been doing a happy hour sneaker battle with like my family and shit. I should invite you to that shit because we need some judges that really know some shit. Like, some people only know we don't discriminate on the judges. We've been doing it on house parties since the quarantine and shit. Yeah. And like, we have like, it's 5 categories. Like, I've been running it, so I make up the categories. So I'm looking for somebody to actually battle. But you make up like 5 categories. We tell them ahead of time and then they gotta compete. You know what I'm saying? And the person who wins the most out of 5 individually, and then everybody texts me their votes, and then we announce like a winner and shit of the sneaker battle. So, I would definitely, I need to invite you to that shit. So we might be able to battle or some shit. But that shit fun. I told you my family, I'm from DC. Like, sneakers is a thing. Like, period. Like, in DC. So, we've been having that. So, like, that shit is fun. Like, that shit is fun for me. So, we've definitely been doing that. So, it's a good time. Like, you gotta be creative in this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you don't feel like you missing out on those shit. You know what I'm saying? As much as you can. I want to give my, I feel like I left the people hanging with the, Kanye and Rihanna shit because we went on a tangent.
Sneakers has a way of
doing that. When we talking about Kanye and Rihanna versus Nicki and Drake, the only way that I'm able to make a decision is like by albums. I'm not even talking about like features, net worth, albums sold, companies, you know, all that shit. Like, I have to go with Rihanna and Kanye just based on discography, because I feel like Rihanna and Kanye has more albums that I can listen to from beginning to end versus Drake and Nicki. However, I think Drake and Nicki are two of the hardest rappers ever. Like, both of them are in my top 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
that was the only way I was able to decide my shit. But I'm here, like, if it's out there, like, fucking make a decision, don't cost you nothing. And I'm going with Jay, Kanye, and Rihanna. Rihanna got fucking,
what about
did
all
so
6
fucking
of them
much.
Combined then?
Huh?
What about all of them combined? Like all 3 versus 3?
Of course I gotta go with the same group. I gotta go with Jay, Kanye, and Rihanna, because I'm going with Jay over all these niggas. I'm going with Jay over all these niggas. Like, Jay my number 1 in my top 5. Jay is my number 1 musically, like, probably, period. Period. So, musically, like, it's Jay. Like, if you had to be on the island and you said Jay, Kanye, Rihanna, Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki, I'm going with Jay. Who you going with?
I'm definitely going with Jay.
You said like,
but I wouldn't be mad though. Like, I can go with Wayne too though. Like, if I got his mixtapes and I'm able to get, but like, yeah, I go, yeah. Damn,
I think Wayne would give you more to listen to if you were stranded on the island. Like, I mean, Wayne, did I say Wayne? Wayne would give you more to listen to if you were stranded on the island, because I feel like Wayne has a rack of mixtapes, right? He has a lot of features. Like, I think if you put like number of songs, Jay and Lil Wayne, I feel like Lil Wayne gonna have way more songs than Jay.
I don't know though.
Lil Wayne had 100 features in one summer.
Jay got fucking...
He ain't got 100 in one summer.
He got 17 albums.
Right. And we talking about
and then
fucking 12.
Fucking features.
We talking about 12 songs to 16 songs an album.
Shit. You got to remember, Jay was out, you know.
I still feel like if we're just talking straight volume, we're not talking about quality. If we're talking about straight volume, I feel like Lil Wayne has literally more songs than majority of artists out here, period. Like, just volume.
That ain't a stretch. But Jay got mad fucking music, though.
I agree. Jay has mad music. But I don't think, like, when Lil Wayne got hot, he was just churning out shit. Like, he was just churning out music. Period. But let's get into real quick, what you think about that Meg and B Savage remix?
I fuck with it. It's great. I love it. Beyonce smoked that shit.
Hey, rapper Beyonce. I love her. That's what I loved about the Carter album.
Yeah, she nice. That was a great album. Love that album.
Great album, underrated album. Should have did way better. I mean, it didn't take, but it should have did way better than what it did. Like, that was an awesome album. That was an awesome album. Dope. What you thought about the Doja Cat Nicki shit? It was a little
had a little yawn. Pardon me. Yeah, it was cool. I like Doja shit better than I did Nicki shit. I like Doja Cat. She's super dope to me. Like,
I like Doja Cat. I think that Doja Cat is the next rap pop star.
Yeah, she for sure is. Like, she's super nice. Like, she's nasty. Like, I seen some shit where she was kicking on her fucking Instagram lives, and she was rapping like a motherfucker, dog. Like that shit, like she was super. I'm like, God damn.
Nah, Doja Cat goes in.
Like, I mean, and I knew like previous, like all her music is just very well written. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell she's just nice with the pen. You know what I mean? And all of her music, even
if she
like,
writes, do we
shit,
know that she writes?
I don't know. I mean, one would imagine the way she kicking that shit.
I agree.
Is, like I don't know. Like I could tell. I can't say I can tell, but I can tell. Like it's more penmanship. Like whoever, if she has a ghostwriter, they're very unique and very like that shit is intricate. You know what I mean in terms of that. So I don't know. Like.
Yeah. I'm making my prediction on Doja Cat. Like I said, I think Doja Cat is the next rap pop star. I think Doja Cat is the next, and I don't know if what genre they classify her in exactly, but I think when we talk about the next person to get to that, so it's like Nicki, Cardi, Meg, I think Doja Cat is next up. And I think like Doja Cat has more of a pop feel than a Meg. So I think that when you have like that pop influence, like you reach more massive audiences.
That shit fire. That's my shit. That shit dumb.
Juicy was my shit. Juicy was my shit. She had that like that cow shit.
That shit fire.
I was like, who the fuck is this Doja Cat? Like that cow where she was dressed like a cow.
She smoked that shit too.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then she came out with the Tia Tamara shit with Rico Nasty. And I was like, okay. All right. And then when she came out with the Juicy shit, I was like, oh, all right. Like, okay, I see what it's about right now.
Yeah, that shit dumb.
Yeah.
Like, she's super fucking talented, yo. Like, she dumb. Like, I fuck with her.
Yeah, she got a super Mayo boyfriend. I think Doja Cat mixed anyway, though.
I don't even know if they still together. I think she broke up with him. She ain't been on her Instagram.
I was gonna say something fucked up. But that nigga was like white.
Oh yeah, he
like
was
white, like no
white.
No season, like season your chicken with Aquafina. Like
yeah, he look like a computer nigga type shit.
Like he probably make like he was an artist too. I think like a moody like emo white boy music.
Mm-hmm.
Like his band might be called like the fucking Mayo Boys or some shit. Like he was super
crispy celery.
Crispy celery gang. Hey yo, that's funny as shit. Hey, let me give y'all a quick COVID 19 update and what's going on with that whole shit. First and foremost, Ray Nagin is out of prison due to COVID-19.
Governor Ray Nagin?
Yes, mayor.
Yeah, mayor. He was in prison?
I didn't know that either. That's what I was about to say. Like, wait, I didn't know this nigga been locked up for like the embezzlement and all that shit. He was around, during Katrina.
Yeah.
All that shit. Bruh, on God, I never knew this nigga been in prison.
Me either.
That's a wild take, ain't it?
Welcome home.
Welcome home, Ray Nagin. He got out due to COVID. Trump is winding down the COVID task force, although numbers are spiking. Although all of these cities are opening back up, Trump said some people are going to die, but we need to move on. Quote. Like,
crazy.
This nigga is wild. Like, this nigga is wild. I don't know. I think this is a bad idea, but it seems very on brand for Trump. I'm interested to see how this is going to impact the election. A black nurse gave a video and talked about black people have different symptoms. And be careful, y'all. Like, we looking for like that dry cough and all of that. Like, that's not something that's really showing up. And as y'all know, we've been doing this shit for week after week after week. So it's always like a new symptom or a new piece of advice. But she says that black people, not all, but black people are not having fevers. They're having blood clots a lot. So if you feel like you have certain symptoms, like walk, take deep breaths, She said that if you are a black man with, look for like pain in your muscles, and your first inclination will be to lay down on your back. Do not, because that's how your lungs fill up. Everybody wants to lay down, and that's what's killing people. Their lungs filling up. Walk around, take deep breaths. I think that's what Cuomo said as well when he had it. Take deep breaths. Take deep breaths. Like, make sure that you're doing that. If you feel like you have COVID-19, don't lay on your back and get comfortable. Like, that's how you set yourself up. There is, I told y'all last week about COVID toes that is impacting children. So children, although there has been deaths related to COVID-19 for children, they're one of the least impacted by this. But there is this rare disease called Kawasaki disease that they are linking back to COVID-19, and it impacts children.
I had that shit when I was a kid.
You had Kawasaki disease?
Mm-hmm.
How what, when you were 2, what did your mom say about that shit? Like, what did it feel like? Damn. It's an inflammatory disease of like the blood vessels. How long did it take you to get over that?
I'm not sure.
She'll say?
I can't remember.
It didn't like.
She probably did. I just don't remember.
I need you to remember traumatic things that your mom said happened to you.
I mean, I was 2. I mean, I know I had it.
I said,
you know
remember when she tell you about it. But it can impact children up to 13. Although it's 0 to 5, it can go up to 13. 15 children have been hospitalized in New York related to the disease, and it can show symptoms as rashes, abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and respiratory symptoms. Yeah,
it's like a rash in your mouth or some shit like that.
Like foot and mouth disease.
Mm-hmm.
LA is offering free testing. Everyone in LA can go get tested for COVID. So if you are in the LA area, you listening to us, you can go get that if you want. They didn't say how, so I don't know if they gotta stick that big ass Q-tip into your brain. And I know a few people who have had that. From what I hear, it is not a pleasant experience. So see what the testing actually looks like. I heard they've updated the testing so they don't have to put that big Q-tip up your fucking nose and touch your brain. Be aware. California is also opening up on Friday. They've started their first phase of opening up. The great state of Georgia has 83% of COVID cases are African Americans. Meanwhile, you niggas are in line for Jordans this weekend.
They got a Nike app. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Like, there's a Nike app. They're still online. Like, they sold out on Nike, but they didn't sell out across all seller platforms.
Right.
Onyx in Atlanta was raided. For you guys who don't know, Onyx is a strip club. Onyx tried to open up and say that they were a restaurant. And the titties were optional. So
I mean, it's a breast, chicken and breast. Chicken breast. There was some chicken heads with breasts out there. That's it. They were selling wings and selling titties. You know what I mean?
Wings and titties, breast, thighs. It could be food. It could be a thick ass woman. Either one. Either way, she on the platter is what Onyx saying. Like, we sell food, not pussy.
Yeah. Bitches just naked when they serve it to you.
Right. This is a clothing optional waitressing facility. So there are over 30 million unemployment. People are unemployed or who filed for unemployment. We've had over 3.8 million over the past week or 2. But that's up to 30 million. And to be completely honest, that's why one of the reasons they trying to get us out there and kill whoever it kills, because this is becoming numbers like the Great Depression. We're worried about a recession. Could be a depression, which if you know about anything about the Great Depression, and we all should be alive for the recession that apply. If you don't know about the recession, you too damn young to be listening to this. You are like literally like my niece's ages. But yeah, so 30 million. And it was very interesting over the weekend. Did you see the difference. Listen, no matter what's going on, racism will always be prominent. Did you see the difference between, like, in New York, the way, like, black people outside during the quarantine and white people outside during the quarantine was treated completely different?
Yeah, well, we get murdered on by two people while we're jogging, and
man,
they don't even get brought in for questioning. So, I mean, what else is new? I mean, like, that shit is just as American as pie. You know what I'm saying? Like, apple pie. It's
crazy. So you see the police officers passing out masks and all that and being happy-go-lucky and, hey, white people chilling. Here's a mask. I see you're not doing what you're supposed to do, but hey, here's a mask. And then black people chilling and they just come out busting.
Here's some
Billy
gas.
clubs, all that. And some of them were black or Hispanic. Like, that's crazy. Like, I can't think of a job that I can have where I'm so indoctrinated into that I turn on my people. Like, that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, shit low down, man. But it is what it is. Constant.
It is.
Constant fucking threat, man. Shit is trash.
Constant threat. Sweden has a good idea. So they're using chicken parts and manure in the parks to keep people out the parks. It's like twofold. It's like, hey, this is going to make the grass great and flourish, but nobody wants to be out in that shit. So they're keeping people out the parks and also making the grass flourish. I'm sure you can appreciate that because you're a gardener.
That shit crazy. It's like, that shit is like, everybody, motherfuckers in Switzerland is doing the same shit we doing. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is a global fucking, when you think of global, like, I talk to my peoples and shit throughout the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the United States, and they're doing the same thing I'm doing. But it's different when, like, if you talk to a motherfucker in Switzerland and they, like, on their phone the same way and been in the crib for 3-4 months. Like, that shit is some real, like, that shit is across the fucking world, nigga. Like, that shit is crazy. This shit is nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
it is
nuts. That shit is nuts, bro. Like,
and Italy opening back up. But Italy was on that strict shit. Italy, shout out to Italy because Italy was on that shit like everybody in the crib. I don't give a fuck. Like everybody was
That's
in
how you
the
get rid
crib.
of this shit.
That's the only way.
Shit. That's what I've been saying that the whole time, man.
Yeah,
it's the most American
shit,
thing. It's the most American thing in the world to decide that, like, hey, fuck it. Like, we ain't done with this shit, but we just gonna, like, say fuck it anyway. Like, we know shit ain't right, but we ain't gonna try to change it. That's the most American shit in the world to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know that y'all potentially could die, but, fuck it.
Trump said some of y'all gonna die. That's just what it is.
Like, that is
some
the
of
most
y'all gonna want to die. He don't give a
shit.
fuck.
Like, that is the personification of America and, like, the historic, like, fucking foundation that this country was built on. Like, this shit was built on money and fucking violence. Yeah. Like, straight up. That's it.
Money, violence, and racism. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And you need the violence to control the racism and the money.
Yep.
Like,
you need the money to control the fucking racism and the violence. And it's a fucking trifecta. It's a fucking, what's the name of not trilogy, but, whatever the fuck. It's three of them.
It's a trifecta.
It's a trio. Yeah, trifecta.
Yeah.
The Holy Trinity. That's what it is.
Trinity. Yep. You're right about that.
Took me a second. I got that though.
I don't know if I said this on the show, but I have been talking about it. I was like, yo, it would be dope if Obama would just give like a speech or a virtual graduation to everybody. And that's actually happening. The Obamas are honoring the high school class of 2020 in a 1-hour multimedia event on May 16th. And that will air on ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, and other digital platforms. It's just going to be crazy for the seniors this year, whether you're in college or high school or, you graduate from junior high or whatever. It's going to be interesting this year. I've been staying on top of my niece. Like, she's graduating from 8th grade. She's going to high school next year. Asking about that. They still don't know how they're doing it, but in DC and Maryland, they graduate a little bit later because like I said, in May, some people are starting to graduate. In DC and Maryland, most of them don't graduate till like early June. And that's how it was when I was in school. But we start school a little bit later than everybody else too. But if you're a high school senior or you just want to see the Obamas give a speech, May 16th. You ready to give a black phys act?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We about to get into B's Black Facts. Skibbity-bee-bop-oh. B's Black Facts.
So this is a bit of hidden her story.
Okay. Her story.
During the Civil War, Susie King Taylor, born Susie Baker, served in the Union Army as a laundress, cook, weapons cleaner, and nurse. She also volunteered as a teacher, helping children and adults learn to read and write. Taylor's commitment to education led her to open schools in her home as she moved up and down the East Coast until free schools were established in the area. She also helped organize Corps 67, Women's Relief Corps, a relief organization for women who served in the Union Army. And in 1902, Taylor published her memoir, Reminiscences of My Life in Camp with the 33 United States Colored Troops, making her the only African-American woman to publish an account of the Civil War military experience. So it's Nurses Week. We've been doing this shit for a long time, taking care of people, obviously. And that's just some hidden herstory.
Shout out to that. Hold on.
And my sister's a nurse, so shout out to her.
It's Nurses Day as well. We're recording this on a Wednesday, the 6th. Shout out to all the healthcare workers, the nurses, all that, especially during this time. Shout out to everybody who's, risking their lives. And you know what else is crazy is all these fucking strange deaths around COVID-19, like the researchers and the nurses and doctors committing like suicide and shit. Like some dude just was in a murder suicide because he was on like the verge of like some very high level information about COVID-19, and a nurse just came out and talked about like the gross misconduct and shit in these hospitals in New York. Mm-hmm. And they're like, COVID-19 is not killing these people. It's like medical errors and just the lack of care that's going on. She also talked about the fact that Black lives don't matter in there. She was like, that's why Black people are dying in there, because they're just not paying attention to them. So y'all protect that lady, because it seemed like anybody who coming out with some shit coming up missing.
Yep.
Or killing themselves.
Dr. Fauci out this motherfucker too.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm trying to hush him and shit. He knows some shit. He letting that shit ride. Every time he get a chance, like, this motherfucker saying some stupid shit. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to like basically put a gag order on him. Shit fucked up.
Yeah, shit super fucked up. Like people finding out shit and people coming up missing. Like, yo, Scandal been trying to teach us all this. Like any show about fucking Capitol Hill you've watched has been preparing you for this moment. Like conspiracy theories, like all that shit, like all of that shit is like for real. Like I had a moment the other day where I was just like, bruh, you don't know what to believe no more. You don't know what's real, what's fake, what's being fed to you. Like it was just a overwhelming time. And I want to talk about like May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I want to talk about that in Free Smoke, where I'll get more in detail in that. But like it's just been a lot. But before we get into that shit, you want to get into some fuck shit? You ready to get into some little shit?
Sure, let's do it.
Little shit is our pop culture segment where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timeline. B, I know you already been getting busy with the THC. Mm-hmm. You been drinking anything?
Nah, lemon water for me today.
Lemon water. Did you drink any tequila yesterday?
Nah, I don't really drink like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you stopped drinking?
Nah, it ain't I stopped drinking. I just don't really drink like that. I bought some Dos Equis, but I ain't even about.
Oh yeah, you do drink a lot of beer, like at home or whatever. Yeah, I'm more of a beer drinker,
but I ain't really drink. I've been chilling. I just been smoking a lot.
Yeah, I've been drinking. I had tequila yesterday. I had some margaritas yesterday. I'm not really a big margarita person. Like, I'm not a huge, like...
Them shits is nasty.
Mixed drink person. And I think it's because, like, it's unnecessary calories to me.
Yeah, and it's stupid. Like, there's no way to doctor up, like, liquor. Like, liquor's gonna taste
though.
nasty.
I can
Not
make
really.
great drinks.
It's still gonna taste like liquor, though.
I told you, I can make you some punch and you would never taste the liquor in the shit. It's all about how you mix the shit.
Man.
It's all about how you mix the shit.
Liquor,
I can give you some shit that tastes like fucking fruit punch that'll put you on your whole motherfucking ass out here.
Yeah, I mean, I done made like plenty of PJ, but it's still got a hint, like it's a undertone of fucking liquor. Like that shit is a distinguishable taste. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. I like to taste the Jack and Coke. That's why it's my shit. Yeah, it's certainly, you won't get me to drink gin. And that's probably about it that I really don't fuck with. Like, if you offer me gin, I'm just gonna be cool. I don't really like beer. I don't like beer. Only thing I can drink beer wise is like a Bud Light Platinum. The lighter the beer, like, I don't know a lot about beer. I just know
Bud
like
Light Platinum is hard as hell. That shit got more liquor than a regular beer.
I'm saying like color wise. Like, I feel like the darker the beer, the worse it tastes to me. Like, first of all, beer is like you getting like fucking 5.6. You just get a fucking beer belly drinking beer to me. Like, it's just a waste.
I love it. I love the taste. I
don't like the taste of beer. And again, I got a gluten intolerance. So I'm not about to fill myself with wheat. That's why your belly get bloated and shit like that when you drink like beer. But I am drinking Angry Orchard, which is a hard cider. That's my version of beer. Like, that's as far as I can go. I don't
like that shit. That shit too like champagne and winey for me.
Yeah, because you said you don't like champagne.
Hate it.
You don't like champagne. You don't like wine. Like, I'm in the building for all of that. But I'm drinking, I did have a shot of tequila, but I am drinking Angry Orchard. So we gonna put our cups up and our blunts up and,
smoke J's over here, baby.
All J's over there. Like, yeah, I'm an alcohol first person and you're a marijuana first person.
True.
But,
cannabis. I would like to, it's fancy. It's called cannabis, man.
Oh, okay. High class. When you can buy stock in it, it's cannabis. Cannabis. The baby has an arrest warrant, cause he punched a guy in the head, but we just gonna call that Tuesday. I'm not gonna even go into that cause the baby get arrested for some shit every fucking week. He got in trouble for something that happened back in, I think like November or some shit like that. So he always has an arrest warrant. But what I want to get into first is, Diddy. Diddy angered, a bunch of black people when he gave some advice about the upcoming general election on IG Live when he was talking to Naomi Campbell. And Diddy said the black vote is not going for free. He says, we're going to have some promises. He said, what are we getting in return for our vote? Nothing has changed in black America. In order for us to vote for Biden, we can't be taken for granted like we always are because we're supposed to be Democrats. Black people are afraid and black people are afraid of Trump. Basically saying like, just because we Democrats and you're afraid of Trump, we're not just voting for Biden, just to vote for Biden. A bunch of people had a lot to say, like people were on either side of this. And even, Kenny Burns, who is like a culture enthusiast. I don't even know what Kenny Burns, I know who Kenny Burns is. I even follow Kenny Burns on Instagram. I've been to Kenny Burns' parties. What do we call Kenny Burns?
What you just called him?
Cultural enthusiast.
Influencer,
yeah, but Kenny Burns has been around since the 90s. You know, he's always ran with the hip hop people and all of that. But he says, Puff, this statement is very irresponsible at this point. The only option is to get Trump out of office. Come on, champ. Encouraging people to stand by is not an option. What happened to vote or die? I want to know your thoughts on this. How do you feel about Puff's statement? You agree? You disagree? How do you feel about it?
I agree. I think it just needed to be expounded on a little bit more. And I think she just caught him in the moment. But at the same time, I mean, it was right. Our vote is like, you know, you have to, at this point, black people, we are, you know, under the gun, even more so than we have already been, because it's amplified with social media. So we are seeing the images every day. So we need fucking change to happen for our people. And if you ain't, like you said, it's business at this point. Like, I don't give a, excuse me, a little burp. I don't give a fuck if you know, what side of the house you on, because at the end of the day, like, both these niggas ain't really did shit for us, like, in the grand scheme of it all. Shit, everybody else, every other fucking culture and fucking race in this country has votes with their interests, right? So,
yeah,
you know, the Asians vote with the
or not, well, because people vote against their own interests. White people vote against their own interests all the time, and we kind of have to take what we're given.
Yeah, so that's my point. So that's, and I think that's Diddy's point. Like, I think that, you know, what he said was very poignant and meaningful and impactful, because in fact it is. Like, at this point, like, what else do we have to lose? Like, either way, we're going to be fucked, right? Like, and we continue to get fucked with whatever party that we choose. You know what I mean? Like, the Democrats might make it, you know, a little bit sweeter. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might ease the knife in a little slower, right? But they still easing that bitch on in. And even, and especially for Democrats, because what they do is take advantage of us and shit. At least we know where Republicans stand, right? So we know that they're conservative in their fucking values and their issues. And if that means that, you know, the plight of black people is, you know, up for fucking sale and auction, then that's cool. But Democrats, they trying to fox your ass in, you know what I'm saying? Meaning that, like, they trying to be sly and sneaky, and, you know, and come, you know, set you up for the fucking okie doke. And I'd rather a motherfucker keep it a band with me than pull the wool under my eyes. You know what I mean? So, I think he just could have expounded on it a little bit more, but I definitely agree with him. You know, if Trump says tomorrow that he's making, you know, he's donating X, Y, and Z to black people and making this and doing that, and Biden ain't, shit. I mean, I done had fucking Trump for this long. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not to say that I ever vote for, I'm not going to vote for Trump.
Shit.
You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, if there's some contractual and some fucking paperwork that says X, Y, and Z, shit. And if that means that you and me get the 40 acres, or obviously that's just a hyperbole, but if we get something under him versus the same shit that we won't get under Drew, because Biden fucked us up. Like, Biden, people don't, and he's not atoning for that shit. He just rolled out his black agenda, and that's only because he's heard the cries of so many people saying the shit. But, like, there hasn't been a black agenda since 1972. It's been mad Democrats that have come out since 1972. Like, there's been nothing for us. We had a black president for fucking 8 years. He did nothing for us as a people. And, I mean, at this point, like, what else we got to lose? So.
I highly disagree. I highly disagree with this. Like, I agree with the concept, but I don't agree with the timing. And I have a problem with this statement. I have a problem with this statement at this point in the game. What he is saying is 100% true. Like, I'm with it. This was a conversation for the primaries. To me, this was a conversation for the primaries. This was something you should have demanded of these candidates when there was when we could have chose between the Bernies and the Kamalas and all the other people, Biden and everybody else who was running. Like, I don't feel, this is my problem right now, B, and I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. Like, motherfuckers say it can't get no worse. It can get worse. Like, we're not talking about Republican and Democrat right now. We're talking about motherfucking Donald Trump and everybody else. Like, the world has got significantly worse in the last 4 years. You can talk about Republican, you can talk about Democrat, and you can talk about all the fuck shit that we have endured over the existence since motherfucking Washington.
Has it actually gotten worse?
Nigga,
or
people are dying.
Has it been more apparent?
Niggas are dying. No, niggas are dying. Niggas are dying right now. We have it to where the motherfuckers, at least before all of this, all of the racism was kind of cloaked. Now motherfuckers feel super comfortable coming up to you in a grocery store because of the leader that we have. Like, they feel okay shooting you. They feel okay. Like,
they've always done that though. They've always done that.
So, like, okay, so we're going to sit here and say that people aren't more brazen in the past 4 years? than
compared
before.
To what, 15, 20 years ago?
Compared to the last 4 years of our existence.
We've only been free for 50 years as a people. We've been getting fucking maimed and persecuted since the day we stepped over this bitch. So if it's mass, I'd much rather know where the fuck it's coming from. I don't want this sneaky, underhanded backdoor.
Okay, so is Trump an option? Is Trump an option? You okay with Trump being an option?
No,
because I feel like Trump is just not an option. I'm not okay with either one of these motherfuckers being an option. I don't want 85-year-old men. But that's all you got. That's all you got. That's all you got. That's my thing. That's my thing about this statement.
What I'm saying is,
you got one evil or the other evil, and I do feel like that Biden is the lesser of the two evils. Like, at least he know how to play politics.
Ain't said shit. Like it's a global fucking pandemic.
But Trump has said shit.
Say what?
Like, Trump has said shit. Like, here's my thing.
That's your fucking point. And you can fucking attack that shit. Like, you're running for fucking president of the fucking free world and you ain't said a goddamn thing.
He at least has experience. Like, I'm not like, I'm so hyped Biden. But I'm just like we got the choice of two evils right now. You know what I'm saying? And to me, at least you got some type of experience in this shit. Like, Trump is the worst person, period, in the history of fucking people to run America or to have, like, he is the worst. He's dumb. He has dementia. He's fucking evil. He don't give a fuck about literally nobody. At least previous Republicans gave a fuck at least about white people. They don't give a fuck about nobody. Trump said, y'all niggas gonna die, and it just is what it is. I just don't I feel like I'm gonna keep it funky with you, B. I feel like black people, it don't take much to take their fucking attention away. And I feel like our goal right now, I'm with Kenny Burns. I'm like, our goal right now, my goal, I don't know about your goal. I'm gonna talk about my goal. My goal is to get Trump out. My goal is to get Trump out, because not only is Trump screwing us over, he made the whole world take him as a whole fucking joke. The U.S. lost all the respect that they ever had with this nigga Trump. I just feel like this messaging that's coming about is coming about too late. Like, Diddy, where was you with all of this? Charlamagne, where were you? Because what's going to happen is...
Nah, I ain't going to let you do that. Charlamagne been kicking that shit.
Nah, Charlamagne, I'm going to say my shit. Charlamagne been separating motherfuckers the whole fucking time. Like, Charlamagne ain't never had his... Who has Charlamagne rooted for?
He's told he ain't rooted for fucking Biden. He was rolling for Bernie. He didn't say one way or the other, but at the same time, but what he was telling niggas was like, and I fuck with Charlamagne. I listen to his podcast, so I'm a little, I guess, in terms of his personal opinions and views, and even on the Breakfast Club though, each person that he's had on that fucking Breakfast Club from the Democratic side, he's what's your black agenda? What's your black agenda?
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
So like he rubbing from the door, and he said that from the door, like.
I feel like with our people, with black people in general, they like to be told, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. I feel like they look to your Diddy's. They do look to your Charlamagne's. All of these people have a voice, right? And we already didn't vote in the last election. So basically what's going to happen this time is, oh, Bernie ain't here. We ain't fucking voting. Oh, we only got Biden and we only got Trump. We ain't fucking voting. I feel like a no vote at all or a split vote is a vote for Trump, and I just can't deal with another 4 years of that, even though I feel like that's what it's going to be.
We're going to win anyway. Like these motherfuckers, like the people that are supporting him are the most ignorant people, and they are the majority in this fucking country, which is the reason that he's in the fucking office now. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, like, there's going to be the same people who don't have no jobs that still voting for him.
Fucking Hillary won the popular vote. So even if he's not the popular vote, which he probably will be, and even if he's not, they're gonna rig that shit for him to run the fucking country again. Like that's what niggas don't understand. This shit is a bigger power play. Like I agree with that. I agree with that. This bitch won by 2 million votes, and she still lost because it's a thing called the Electoral College, who really decides the fate of the world anyway. Right. So at the end of the day, my nigga, like, you know,
I think
what do we got to lose?
It's a difference between the shit being rigged And us being able to say, like, we have stats to show, like, black people didn't show up to vote. Like, even though Hillary won, black people didn't show up to vote because Obama got us so comfortable. We thought Trump was a whole joke. And we thought, I voted, don't get it twisted. But we thought as a people, like, ain't no way this nigga gonna win. So we didn't vote. We didn't show up at all. So, but besides Hillary winning by 2 million votes, she could have won by fucking 5 million votes. You know what I mean? Like that, and we still got the electoral college, but statistics still show that we did not show up. Black women showed up. Black men didn't show up like they should have at the polls. Like when Obama was running. Like, because we thought shit was sweet. And I just feel like with this type of messaging, I feel like at this point in time, like, look, these are the two contenders. Trump ain't about to change his shit. He ain't about to change his base. I'm just like, well, what are we leveraging? Because it's not like the only thing is we can either vote for Biden or we cannot vote at all. Mm-hmm. A vote for Trump is just not an option. And I don't feel like black people are, as a whole, sophisticated enough to decide for themselves. Like, they need to be told what to do. And when you have figures like Diddy, when you have figures like Charlemagne and all of this, when we in the fucking ninth inning, this all we got. We got peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean? And that's all we got. Which one you want? We don't have the option of not voting is my thing. That's where I'm landing with this. I'm not thrilled about Biden, but again, I feel like we don't have an option. Again,
I think where Diddy was right, he just needed to expound a little bit more. So what I think he needs is, I think what I would have offered in addition to that, if I was interviewing him or if I was on the phone with him, what I would have said was, you're absolutely correct. So what this means for Joe Biden is he owes black women and black people, because we were the fucking champions that we gave, like, we the reason that, you know, because he was with Obama, we automatically just, you know, fell in love with the motherfucker anyway. So you
exactly, because black people need to be told, they need to see something.
Right.
They
so
need,
you
that's
owe
why
us. So again, that's why I said I think it could have just been, you know, taken, you know, exponentially discussed. Like it just needed to go a different, you know, kind of level, but he owes us, right? So what he does, he owes black people. He put us all in jail, and now we still fucking, again, had the whole Stockholm syndrome shit. So we still fucking in love with this motherfucker because we don't know that what he did. And now when we hear it, we like, oh, it's all good. Fuck it. Same shit that black people been doing all the time. That's why we fucking in love with white people now, right? It's just a matter of, so that's what I'm saying. So Diddy, he was at the iceberg, you know, the tip of the iceberg, but he just didn't go deep enough. You know what I mean? So, and I'm sure he probably would have, you know, expounded on that if given the time or if he thought about it on second chance. But, you know, people just, and you gotta also think this motherfucker is, just cause he rich, he's still quarantined too. So this shit is stressing niggas out. Like, so niggas is just to the point where, you know what I'm saying? Like they just flying off the cuff because
Diddy gray as a bitch. She like Santa Claus out.
That's what I'm saying. So like niggas is serious about this shit. So they, you know, they looking at all type of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So, I agree with what he said. I think it needed some extra sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, you know, the full impact of what he was saying. But at the same time, like, it's true. Like, y'all niggas owe us. Like, nigga, we owe us. Like,
I agree with all that. I agree with all that. I agree with everything you said. My thing is just timing at this point in time. Like, again, if he would have been having this conversation fucking 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I'm with you. Yeah. Let's go. But at this point in time, we don't have an option, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. We don't like, Biden did in fact roll out his black agenda, which was still very vague. However, he rolled that black agenda out, but it could have easily been like, listen, you don't really have no leverage. You want me or him? And that's just going to lead to people just not voting. Like, period. Yeah. Like, not vote because they're not about to vote for Trump.
He got to get a black woman as a running mate.
I don't think Abrams going to be it, though. I honestly don't.
Kamala Harris. I would, if he was smart, he'd get
I don't think they like Kamala Harris either.
They should.
I like all these women. Don't get it twisted. I'm just thinking about wins and losses. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're battling racist, misogynist, homophobic. Like, in my opinion, if you voted for Trump, that's because you hate something. Because all y'all using this businessman excuse, that ain't flying. We've seen that. We know what it is. Like, you hate something. Or you might not hate something, but you love being white and you don't want to lose your superiority. Right? And that's what you're voting for because you hate all of these people. I honestly don't think a black woman may get the black vote. But I don't think it's going to make people switch their vote. Like, I don't think like him getting a black woman is going to make these racists switch their vote for him. So I think it's going to be a very, interesting election. I think it's going to be an interesting election because all of y'all niggas that's about to vote for Trump don't have no jobs right now. Y'all don't have no jobs. 30 million of y'all. And you know that impact the blue collar workers, the servers, the people. And listen, that's a lot of these white hillbilly people in rural America, racist, got they shotguns and they out of work right now. So again, we talked about this earlier. White people always vote against their interests for the fact to stay white. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause if you're a woman, a white woman and voted for Trump, I just don't understand how you did that. Like, I just don't, I understand white men. I understand like you rolling with your people. White women, like, this nigga is the worst and you voted for him anyway. Diddy's stance on motherfucking politics and leveraging the black vote is leadership.
It's fucking lit.
I think the timing is off. I think it's shit. And I think that you have individuals like us that can kind of decipher a little bit. But I honestly feel like for the majority of motherfuckers who don't pay attention to none of this shit, all they gonna hear is Diddy said, like, I vote not free, so I'm not voting. That's what I hear from that. So Henny Palooza, now Duce Palooza, severs relationship with host Chris Styles after sexual assault allegations surfaced. And I actually got onto this because, I don't think it was like national news and shit, but B actually put me on to listen to, Joe's podcast earlier this week, Joe Budden's podcast, where, Rory, who is also, part of Duce Palooza. They talked about it on the podcast. I kind of stopped listening to Joe Budden podcast after it started coming on twice a week. I liked it better when it came on once a week because they kind of stuck to what was going on. I stopped listening because it was like a bunch of filler shit that really didn't interest me. Although I still like Joe Budden. I still like the Maul and Roaring and all of them, but it was just like long and twice a week and it was just too much for me. But I actually listened this week. And I still think it's a good podcast. It's just not for me sometimes. But Rory discussed, Duce Palooza, Chris Styles and, sexual assault case. So the Duce Palooza, for y'all who don't know, is a traveling party. Forbes called it America's favorite house party. And Chris Styles Samuel, has been accused. He's the host and curator for Duce Palooza. It was Henny Palooza, then Duce took it on. Jay and all them embraced that shit. Henny was not trying to sponsor them, which is crazy because I've been to Henny Palooza and I've been to Duce Palooza. Probably won't go no more. It's different now. But you drink a lot of that shit. Right? Facts.
That's still clear too.
Facts. So Chris Styles, has been accused by more than 16 women coming forward of sexual assault, manipulation, and coercion. So the photographer, Shay Mills tweeted, that he made an unwanted advances to her one night. She tweeted about this. She said he tried to kiss her. He tried to pull off her clothes while they was driving. He took her to his house without her knowledge, even though she said that she wanted to go home. And he tried to take her clothes off and had sex with her, even though she said no. And since that tweet, it kind of opened up the floodgates. And over 16 women shared their stories. I know that motherfuckers like to be like, oh, bitches be lying and all the other fucking misogynist shit that motherfuckers say. But a lot of these women provided screenshots and all types of receipts to show, you know, kind of what happened about the harassment and the propositioning of women after he's gotten rebuffed or like refused. After they refuse, like he gets super aggressive. He's exposed himself without their consent. So it turned into like this whole thing. But I heard Joe and them like talking about it. And I really want to give them props for like the real conversation that came out from this. I thought it was a super good conversation that these guys had. Yeah, it really was. These allegations, like we're talking about coercion, sexual assault, and manipulation, right? What's the line? Like just being like, what's the line between, you know, trying to convince a woman, like you trying to kick your game, versus when it comes to like manipulation and coercion? Like,
I mean, for me, it's just, you know, I mean, like you can try to run G to the point where like, you know, you're trying to make somebody do something that they don't necessarily want to do. And that sounds terrible. But what I mean is like that shit is fucked up. No, in no way. So you can't. But like, if you want to just kind of convince, like if you think somebody might be on the line and needs a bit of convincing, right? Yeah. Like versus, you know what I mean? Like you just badgering and pushing and just making a motherfucker like uncomfortable to the point where they submit. Like that shit is manipulation, and that shit is like overpowering somebody's, you know, and that shit ain't right. You know what I mean? So I think that's the line. Like, you know, I mean, you can try to sway somebody, you know what I mean? Cause sometimes you can see it, but it like when you trying to like, and then you can visibly see that somebody's shaking or visibly see somebody's like totally uncomfortable and not in a good place. You can kind of read body language. Ain't no kind of, you can read body language. You can tell when a motherfucker's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like kind of flirting and playing and you know what I'm saying? And whatever. But, and, you know, some people don't have that governor where, you know, they could be able to turn it off, or some people just don't give a fuck, clearly.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just a matter of that, I guess. Cause like, you know, we've all, well, I won't say we've all, but I know I've personally like, you know, like talk gamed somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like to give me maybe some pussy that wasn't, they wanted to give me some pussy, but they maybe wanted to make it a little tougher or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like just the chase of it all. You're not like on some weirdo shit, clearly, but like, you know, just like, you know, women kind of like to play games in terms of, you know, like, oh, do you really want to,
no,
you know,
not
shit
mean
like
to
that.
know? Like the cute no?
Well, yeah, like the cute no, like chill. And then like, you can tell if it's like, but if you tell me chill, like I'm chilling, like, you know what I'm saying?
Have
like,
you always been like that, or is this something that you had to grow into? I'm not saying you sexually assaulted anybody, but I'm just saying, like, you know, pushed a little bit harder to try to convince somebody.
Overcomes the resistance, you know what I'm saying? Like, clearly, like, you know, like, you definitely, like, had to, you know, use your talk game and some shit and kind of, like, you know, push the line, but, like, not cross the line in terms of, like, making a motherfucker feel uncomfortable. Like, I'm not with that shit. Like, if I feel like any type of uncomfortableness coming from the other party, I'm uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, you know,
but some people get off on that. Like some niggas, like, that's why they talk about like rape and shit. Like, it's not about sex. Rape is not about sex. Mm-hmm. Rape is about power. Rape is about, you know, taking something. Like somebody is kicking and screaming and crying and you fucking them. Like, you get off on that. Like, because you can easily any rapist can easily get a prostitute if you like that hard up for sex. Right. And listen, I know places in Atlanta where niggas go get shit for $40. So, you know, like rape is a power thing. Coercion is a power thing. But when they talking about like, it sounds like this dude like ramps up after you say no. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I know, like, Rory talked about how, you know, he wanted to save his friend, you know, and he had conversations before all of this shit kind of came out and tried to help him. One, would you be friends with somebody like that?
I can't.
Where there was, maybe you thought they were a good dude and maybe they just a little bit too aggressive with the women, where you didn't think it was like no like Cosby shit.
One time, you know, like, and it depends on the situation. Like, if you just extremely drunk and doing weirdo shit, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, we're going to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But if that shit is a repeated pattern, like if I see that shit twice, I can't fuck with you at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at all. Like, you're not the type of nigga I can fuck with to the point where it might even come to blows, because I ain't with none of that shit. I got sisters, I got fucking mama, I got now daughter, like I got women that I love outside of, that aren't even my family, that like I couldn't deal with that shit from. So nah, I'm cool. I can't fuck with that shit at all. Like,
is that a growth thing? I'm trying to understand, like, and I'm asking you because you're a dude, and I just feel like this is God shit. Like, this doesn't happen. Like, women aren't, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you know, this is like, dudes are just programmed differently, and they think of things like differently. Like, was this behavior that you had to like learn as you got older? Because I hear about like shit, like niggas always telling me about like when some chick got drunk and they ran a train on a bitch, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's rape. Like, at the end of the day, like,
for sure.
And niggas always like, yeah, we ran a train. First of all, I personally don't understand how you stick your dick in something like after 4 other niggas stick their dick in something, but I'm not a dude, so I'm not programmed. I don't understand that. Like, do you feel like that's something you had to learn?
Nah, I've always known that rape was rape. Like, okay. I'm cool. Like, I watch mad TV and shit. Like, I didn't, like, if a motherfucker said no and she won't like coherent or some shit, like, I done trained plenty bitches and shit, but they was all with it. You know, bitches was just freaks. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of them out there. Like, bitches just enjoy having multiples. Like, plenty freaky bitches. Like, bitches is porn. The porn industry is, you know, like, motherfuckers be sexual deviants in terms of, you know, whatever they enjoy. You know what I mean? So, all the time that I've had, you know, multiples, bitches, trains, flips, all that shit was all like, motherfuckers was with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, they might ask for some shots or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, to help them type shit, you know, like, cause, you know, some motherfucker want to take the edge off. So, I mean, yeah, motherfuckers gonna give them something to drink, but shit, we all in there drinking or something, you know what I mean? To that point, but it wasn't like, oh, she done got drunk, like, she passed out, let's go run the dog on her. Fuck that. Nah, I'm cool. That shit is like,
what if like she's super fucking drunk, but she's not passed out?
Nah, that shit is disgusting. Like, fucking like a super, that shit is mad trash.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, you know, like, I want to, when I fuck, like, I mean, I done, you know, had some meaningless sex a bunch in my life, but at the same time, like, it was also like, I was trying to have sex and not have like no fucking carcass. That shit wouldn't arouse me. Let's cause it's a pussy there type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn bitch, like you sloppy as fuck. Like, I done did that mad times. Like, I'm cool. Like, you know, I beat my dick and go to sleep. It's the same feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, push come to shove, or like to the point where I'm not finna take advantage of you and then compromise myself. But my thought process is different than some niggas. But I don't know any niggas that is really, you know, any immediate people that I fuck with that it's just raping bitches, you know what I'm saying? Like, and taking advantage of women that can't control themselves, you know what I'm saying? And essentially men can't control themselves either, so nah.
I think it's very interesting because we've talked about this on the show, like, I know probably more women than not who have been sexually violated in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been violated to the point where there was a rape or something like that. As women, period, you gonna have somebody fucking touch you that you don't want to touch you. You know what I'm saying? You might be in a club or some shit. Motherfucker might grab your ass or grab a titty or something like that. You know, unfortunately, being a woman, that's what you deal with, but it's, you know what I mean? You can cuss a motherfucker out, you can beat a motherfucker up, you can get motherfuckers, but I've never been like where I would say sexually violated. And I know a lot of women who have been sexually violated. And I'm just like, I know women who have been raped in their marriages. Like, nigga come home drunk, force themselves on that. Male accountability with your friends. I know that you said that you wouldn't hang around with a nigga like that, and all of that. Like you don't have to see it a bunch of times, and basically, do you feel like one, people can be transformed? Like, do you think you could be a rapist and then not a rapist?
Nah, I don't think so. I think that shit is some sick, twisted shit. And I'm sure you might have gotten fucking molested as a child too. So you never know. That shit is deep seated. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit be deep seated. So, but I'm just to a point like, something Maul said on the podcast that I'm just to a point like, if you not in my life, like I can't fuck with anybody who at this point when I'm 37 years, I can't really fuck with anybody who's not morally
sound
in my beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, like I couldn't fuck with somebody to just be killing motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't fuck with somebody to just be, stealing. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't at this age, like my morals and shit, like I ain't no thief, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not no murderer and I'm not no nigga that don't take care of his kids. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not of that, like, and if to each his own, do how you rule, but I can't fuck with you because I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? To the point where like, if you don't take care of your kids, you don't love your kids. If you don't love your kids enough to love yourself, if you ended up, taking advantage of a woman, you don't love yourself or respect yourself enough or respect people enough to, I just can't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? If you just a malicious, hateful motherfucker that just hate people for no fucking reason, can't fuck with that. That's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can do you and stay on that side of the world and I'm cool. I'm going to be over here because my energy ain't for that. You know what I'm saying? And it never really was, but certain things were a little bit more, we grew up in a different era, you know what I'm saying? Where things were, broadcasted and programmed into us a little, things, but at the same time, like morals are morals and scruples are scruples. So I feel like, I've always had principles and I've always stood on, foundations that I felt that were near and dear to my heart, but.
I feel you.
Oh, that shit put me off. But yeah, so so I'm just to the point now, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't fuck with that. Like rape and taking care of your children obviously is two different things, but like just from a moral standpoint.
It still says who you are. You know what I mean? Like if you don't take care of your kids, like I ask women that all the time. I'm like, how you gonna fuck with a nigga that don't take care of his kids? If he don't give a fuck about his kids, he made them. He definitely don't give a fuck about you.
Right. Yeah,
like he definitely don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, when you depict a character, we gotta have some, we ain't got to be monetarily synced, but it's just you gotta want something in life. Like I can't be like how I was when I was 20, 21. You know what I'm saying? Like I give a fuck about things totally different. I still have the core foundation of me is still the same person when I was 21. I still got my principles and what I stand on and what I believe, but certain things have evolved and changed. You know what I'm saying? Certain beliefs that I had when I was 21 don't apply now. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You gotta grow. You either growing or you dying. You know what I'm saying? And
that's true.
I can't. You know what I mean? Do it. So, that's. I mean, that's as far as an accountability issue. You know what I'm saying? Like if you out here doing weirdo shit, like whatever that may be, like you got to get your shit together. And what worked shit even 2 years ago shouldn't. If you know that shit won't right then you got to make you got to be the change you want to see. You know what I mean? So
I feel like some shit is something where you can transform it, and some shit is just who the fuck you are. Like I feel like shit like that ain't something you just wake up doing one day. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't wake up just at 30 something a rapist. You know what I'm saying? You always been that shit. Like that shit has been in you. Maybe it was some trauma that led you to believe that. I listened to Ear Hustle podcast, and they are a podcast straight out of San Quentin and some other jails, and they talk about different criminals and shit. And on a more recent episode, they talked about like pedophiles and shit, and they talked to like 2 different pedophiles. They talked to one guy who is in jail for killing a pedophile because he was molested as a child. And he said that him being molested, he said that he did have those urges, but they made him sick inside, that he had those urges. And he killed the pedophile because he knew that guy was like molesting children and shit like that. So he was actually in jail for murder. And then it was another guy in there who had been molested. He was a gay guy. He molested a bunch of children. He hated it, but he did it. Like, that's where he got his rocks off. Like, you gotta understand, like, when you're introduced to sex and how you're introduced to sex, you know, and things like that. That's why it makes me cringe when we have like these little boys and shit, and we're instilling certain shit in them, not knowing that we're instilling certain shit in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always little boys and how many girlfriends you got. And we don't have these same conversations with little girls. And we prime little girls to be these prim and proper things. Well, who are these little boys about to have sex with? You know what I'm saying? Like, you tell the little boys, like, this is what you need to do. Oh, you 14, you ain't had no ass. Like, you know, all these things. So we put these pressures on little boys, and then, you know, we make these monsters because they feel pressured into sex and giving up their body, and they less than a man if they not having sex, and like all of this shit. And I think we have to be really, really careful. And then like with the male ego, like, you know, I don't think it's a woman alive that a nigga ain't tried to holler at them, and you can reject them respectfully, but you still a bitch, and you still this and you still that. You know what I'm saying? After you get rejected, like, just take the L. Like, everybody ain't for everybody. Just be okay. Like, I can see if a bitch like, oh, you bum nigga, how the fuck you gonna try to holler at me? But if you grab a bitch and she like, chill. Now she all types of bitches. She all types of this. She all types of that. So, you know, I think it's just a unfortunate situation. I'm glad that Duce Palooza cut ties with Chris Styles. Chris Styles violate women of Duce Palooza's leadership.
I mean, hey. What do we say?
Them cutting ties with him is lit.
Ties. I thought you said him violating lit. Women and shit. Nah.
Yeah, I think that's lit. I think they should cut ties with him. Again, where there's smoke, there's fire. And all these women ain't lying. For me, if you got 16, it don't matter. If one is right, I'm with it. Like, right. It is what it is. Like, I'm a woman. I understand. I've been in situations I've been able to handle myself, you know, but everybody ain't able. So that shit is some shit. You ready to give out some advice, B?
Yeah.
All right, let's give out some advice. We're going to go into Ain't Shit in 2 Cents. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is our listener letter segment where we give advice to listeners who clearly don't care about taking advice from the stoned and the congested from Angry Orchard. Today's letter B comes from Symphony. H. I like that name, Symphony. I think that's pretty. It says, hi, Fresh and B. I'm a huge fan of the pod guys.
Appreciate
I love both of the different points of views on the show. Y'all make me think. Appreciate that. That's the goal. She said, I saw this post on social media and I wanted to know your thoughts. I think B being married and with the family and Fresh being single will provide interesting perspectives on the topic.
Fresh being single and fucking.
Oh,
I'll be fucking too, but
and it says, see below. It is. You have a lot of great sex with your wife, I'm sure.
Yeah, shit was fire last night. Should have been there. It's crazy.
Should have been there. Should have been there. I am one of those people who dread seeing any of my friends fuck. Like, I am uninterested. And I have some fine ass friends too. And I don't want to see any of them have sex. But here's she sent the post. It doesn't say where in social media, but it's definitely like a cut and paste screenshot type shit. So here's the post. It says, if my child and husband both had COVID and needed a ventilator. I say a violator. Let me start that over. If my child and husband both had COVID and needed a ventilator and we could only give it to one of them, I'm saying give it to my husband. I wouldn't want to raise my child without my spouse if I could help it. My child can't help me mourn the loss of my husband. My child can't help me fill the void left by my soulmate. So fuck that. What kind of mother would I be? Life is already hard. Let me miss my baby in turmoil, but I die in bliss. We can have another baby. What are your thoughts on that? And that's from Symphony H.
Oh, just from, if that was the case, I know that I'm going to be like, yo, I'll die. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll die for mine. So, like,
no, reverse, your wife.
I'm pretty sure she would tell me that she would die for ours.
No, you have a choice between your wife and your child.
Probably my child. I'm giving this shit to my child.
Yeah. Talk about it a little bit more.
They just got, more life to live, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just know that my wife would die she would die for her children right this very moment. Like, no question asked, you know what I mean? Like, she would, want me to move on eventually, I guess, but at the same time, I know that she would want, God forbid any of this happen.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, she would definitely, she would definitely want me to, give it to the kid for sure. And I would do the same. You know what I mean? Like give my son or my child the ventilator and I'll die. You know what I'm saying? I did my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let them know that, you know what I'm saying? Like my daddy died for me. You know what I mean? I think that'd be the greatest honor in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? To be able to, I got life insurance and shit. Obviously money don't solve everything, but, I couldn't. I pray to God I never have to go through any of that, but I pray for those who had the heartache of losing a child, and I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying, that the pain and the angst and the anguish that comes along with that shit. So I wouldn't even, it wouldn't be a question. I think my wife would fucking recommend herself to jump on that fucking landmine.
Yeah. For me, I personally think that I feel like once you decide to have children, to me, like your child comes before everything and everybody. And that's before your spouse. That's before your parents. That's before everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you made a choice to bring this child in the world and they have, like you said, they have so much life to live. I couldn't say save this adult. This would be hard regardless, but this individual writing into whatever site this is, definitely, made a choice. Like they want their husband before their child.
See, that's the motherfucker that's going to pick, like when they say that, daddy or boyfriend molested me, and then you're going to be like, no, he didn't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm cool. I can't do that. Yeah. But that just shows you the dichotomy of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How fucked up that is. Like, there are women out here that have been programmed over time or whatever the case may be to think that obtaining a spouse is the ultimate goal. Like, I know women who fuck with motherfuckers that don't even really fuck with them like that. You know what I mean? Like, they just want like a piece of man. Like, I rarely see that in men. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just want to have a bitch so bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they get off on being single before having somebody. You know what I'm saying? And
that's a bunch of niggas that like love having girlfriends. Trust me. It's just, man, like, not necessarily wives, but like just cannot live without having a girl. Like, they might be. Yeah. Like, and they might be cheating and all that shit. They just like to, but do you think they think of it as a trophy thing versus like living pussy for those men who are not married and both of it? Like, niggas just need, but like, niggas be having mommy and daddy issues too. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, interesting. Niggas be having abandonment issues and, neediness, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that shit goes, 50-50. I know a bunch of niggas like that, like, which is wild. Like, niggas, but you look, everybody needs companionship. Like, you'll find a bum on the street, you know what I'm saying? And two bums on the street gonna be together, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a difference between companionship and making something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference between, because like,
I literally know women who like, niggas ain't shit. Like, he ain't spending no time with you.
Right.
Like, he mooch off of you. He ain't got no car. He ain't got shit. Like, what are you getting out the deal? Like, it's some bitches who ain't even getting dick out the deal. You know what I mean? Like, cause he out fucking everybody else. He ain't even fucking you. And you just want to say like, my nigga or my husband, or there are women.
Daddy issues.
Yeah. I mean, or whatever, or whatever, you know, issues that you have. Mm-hmm. And like, you have to be okay with yourself. And I'm not saying like, oh, you don't need nobody else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you have issues you need to fix within yourself, like some people are just looking for somebody to fill a position. Like I know women who just want to get married. Like the next thing smoking, it don't matter what's going on. Like I don't like you cause you, I just like you cause you next. Like you fill in a spot. Right. Like I want this accolade, which I don't deem being married as an accolade. I deem it as a decision. Two people decided to be together. That's all it is. Like it's a decision that two people made to be together. It's not like an accomplishment to me. Now, for people who are married and they manage to be happily, which is the key word, happily married for a very long time, I do feel like that is an accomplishment. Cause it's very hard to be with somebody and like somebody throughout their changes and your changes and making sure your changes sync up. And then you add being a parent to that mix where a lot of people fall out of love with each other and become the parents of these kids versus a couple, you know, because their priorities and things like that, have changed. But I think you made a very good point. Like this chick will be the same chick that's like, oh, this nigga touched me. You like, oh, like fucking, what's the name on Precious? What's the mom on Precious? Monique on Precious. Like, oh, you trying to fuck my nigga? He done got you pregnant twice. Like, what? You done had two of his kids. I ain't had none of his kids. Like, that's what your, you know what I mean? Like right. That's what your beef is, which is super weird. I'm going to reverse it just a little bit. Cause I know of situations where childbirth, women have very complicated pregnancies or something happens, whereas you have to save your wife or this child that is you have not met yet, that is not yet born. Does that change the dynamic on who you would save?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, if I could, you know, I mean, it's been plenty of people that I'm sure, you know, obviously that died of childbirth. That shit is a taxing thing. Like, that shit is an amazing thing to see something being born. It's just a miracle. Yeah.
They say that's the closest a woman gets to death. Yeah. Is having a baby. Shout out to y'all.
Shit, I know motherfuckers who did that shit 16 times and shit. That shit is amazing.
I feel like by another motherfucking 5, the motherfuckers should just be sliding out.
That shit crazy. That shit is crazy.
I couldn't.
Shout out to women. Amazing.
Shout out to women. Creatures. Shout out to women who willing to do that.
Word. But
keep the earth populated.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a close call, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, cause you gotta. Yeah, but more times than not, like if I could not save the baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, versus my wife who's, you know, potentially could die of childbirth and it's between her and like we could possibly have another life, you know, or another child together or some shit like that. I wouldn't want you to die, you know what I'm saying? Like the emotional attachment is clearly favored on one side, you know what I'm saying? So
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. I would think, I think the same way. Cause I think it's a slight difference. Unfortunately, we won't want any of these shits to happen, but this is just the question at hand because life does happen. Like, I think it's a difference.
Always pitting black people against each other. See?
We're just talking about people. You just happen to be black answering this question. Yeah. But, you know, I think it's a difference between like, this is a child that you know that you know what I mean? You help develop and grow versus a child that hasn't been born yet, that hasn't entered into this world yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's all a fucked up situation, but I think it would be easier to save my spouse in that particular situation versus this situation that has been presented to us, by Symphony in this letter. It's hard shit, but yeah, I definitely couldn't agree with the initial premise of this letter. Like, it'd be fucked up. All of this shit is fucked up, but child got a lot more life to live. You know what I'm saying? And like B said, like, to me, like, any good parent, if they were cognitive enough to make the decision, would be like, yo, save my kid. Save the 5-year-old versus save me and we can have another baby. Like, that shit just seemed cold to me, bro. Like,
I
we can have a whole nother baby. Symphony, you didn't give us your thoughts on it. What are your thoughts? Write back and let us know what your thoughts. Where would you lie on this particular situation? Cause I'm always about the kids. I feel like if you choose to have a kid, your responsibility is to that kid. Like, that's what I feel like. And you need to be willing to give up your life, period, if you're willing to have kids. That's what I feel like. What kids are and what kids do and how precious kids are. And you need to be cognizant enough to know that if you're not ready for kids or you're not ready to do all of that for a child, in my particular opinion. But if y'all want to write into the show and get some more of this A1 advice, the ain'tshitshow@gmail.com. That's the X with the I may be. Your letter may get read on the show. You ready to wrap this shit up with some free smoke, B?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Free smoke is where we talk about any hot button personal topics. It can be anything from politics to petty, anything we want to talk about. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And if you are a subscriber to this show or a loyal listener to this show, you know that most of the time in May, I guess this would be the 3rd year we're doing this. We're talking about mental health awareness in May. I'm a big proponent of mental health awareness. Last year we had, I don't know if we had Dr. Bone or Dr. Tam on for that particular episode, but we always do something around it, and it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I just want to talk about mental health awareness, and not only because it's the month of May, because I feel like me personally, like, I've been going through so many emotions, like, throughout, especially since we've been in this pandemic. And what's been going on and just the different things that I've been, kind of grappling with and trying to understand about myself. And for me, like, I'm interested in the brain and how people work and why people do what they do. And so with that being said, I'm very introspective with myself. Like, I try to sit and I try to think about, like, okay, well, what are you feeling and why are you feeling this way? And what is the root cause of that? So I kind of trying to be a therapist for myself. You should have been a dope psychologist. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like, if you would have went to, like, school for that shit, I think, you know what I mean? Not that you missed your calling, but I think you know what, B?
Like, I deal in, y'all know, I deal in ethics and things like that. And it comes to, like, why people do it. Why the fuck did you feel like you should do that? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I do investigations and do all of that and understand, like, what the fuck happened and put pieces together. So I think I'm just kind of like a puzzle person, a life puzzle person. Like, I like to put shit together and understand why, what is what. But I know I have friends who are therapists. I have a few friends that are therapists. And I always say, like, one of the reasons I pick, like, corporate investigations, because it can only get but so gritty, right? It's about some money. It's about some policies. It's about some shit like that where it's people, there are things that happens like rapes and violations and shit like that, but that's very rare, but it happens. But I couldn't be like a detective and have to deal with, like, death and gruesomeness all the time. And that goes the same with my friends that are therapists. Like, my friends who are therapists, like, they have to hear the worst of the worst about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to sit there and listen to, a fucking 12-year-old talk about, why they touch their little sisters at night and, like, shit like that. And they have to deal with that. I don't think I could take on all of that on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's just, because my wife she was going to school to be a substance abuse counselor, post bachelor degree and shit. But she was like, man, that shit just got too heavy. She was like, even the
It's
training
heavy.
alone, like, she was like, I ain't want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? She was
I
like,
can't be
I come from
inundated with that
substance
every
abuse.
day.
She was like, I come from substance abuse. My family
Yeah.
is full of substance abuse. She was like, I live that shit, so I'm cool. I don't want to keep revisiting that shit. She's like, I'm gonna need therapy after that. So I was like,
That's real. A therapist got to have a therapist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, all therapists have a therapist. Like, and that's crazy because I'm just like, well, once you know the tools, can't you like do it yourself? But I guess everybody need to get some shit off their chest. And I'm pro therapy.
You gotta, if you're a doctor, you go to a surgeon. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
That's very true. That is very fucking true. During this quarantine, one of the things that, I've learned about myself is one of the key things that I've learned about myself is how driven I am by outside factors, like outside timelines and shit like that. I've been grappling with I got all this time, but I feel like I'm not pushing myself hard enough. Like when I was working in the world was,
nigga, it's a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, don't get like this. You just need to keep your mental fortitude. Like at the end of the day, like you just want to keep your sanity. So like, don't fucking get bogged down with the stresses of life that you're not doing this or the inadequacies of what you may feel like. Nah, nigga, you living and surviving through some shit that's never happened in our lifetime. And I pray to God that it never will. But nah, and you can't prepare for this shit. Like it's no way to prepare for it. You prepare for it by dealing with it as it comes, right? So like, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And that's what you're doing. Right. So, and this goes not to you, just to anybody out there and shit, even to myself. Yeah. Like this shit can bog you down and can be, a weight like no other. You know what I'm saying? And this is a cross that we're all bearing at the same time, trying to lift each other up and lift out and stay lifted. So don't worry about if you fucking knock some shit down and build some shit at the crib and do that, that's amazing. But if you don't, that's amazing too. Cause you just, as long as you living and you healthy and you not sick and you have some type of, some type of sanity with you, nigga, you winning. That's a success. That's a win every day. So don't fucking, again, to you and to anybody else that's at the sound of my voice, like, don't feel like you have to compete. Like, if you got kids at the house and, that shit ain't going as well as you like, as far as you're not a teacher. Like, teach them as best as you can and enjoy the time that you got with them, because before you know it, they'll be back in school and then they'll be fucking graduating in a little while. So like, you know what I mean? Like, so just life moves at a rapid pace. And fuck that shit. So, just enjoy what you can and try to relish in the moments, because, after a while we'll be back to the rat race and the hustle and bustle of what this world is. And it's going to be a lot of mental aspects and mental health ramifications as a result of this shit. So right now, do your best to just to deal with what the fuck is going on, because this shit is pressure. Like, regardless. Have you
discovered anything about yourself since this been going on?
Not really.
Like any introspectiveness? Nothing?
Not really. I mean, like, I just think about this shit and, I just try to be as grateful as I can. Like, I try to lean on the positive as much, because, I'm a person that can get bogged down in the negative, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just human, you know what I mean? And I think that's what everybody, can tend. Like, it's easy to pull to the negative, but it's harder to pull to the positive. And I think that's just with anything, whenever somebody does something, it's easy to fucking like point fingers versus like celebrating them. You know what I mean? That's just like how the world is. But, and that rings true for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, it's just, for me, it's just taking the time to appreciate the positive, appreciating the small things that are, the small things to me that are big things to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? And the luxuries that I'm afforded, and, just to have, if nothing else, have my sanity, you know what I'm saying? Like, and try not to go off the deep end, because that shit is easy to do when you're doing the same thing every fucking day, you know what I mean? And, so, that's for me, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to be as optimistic and cup half full type of person.
How do you notify, like, what triggers you to say, I'm stressed out, or I'm sad, or I'm upset? Like, what is it in you where cause the body will alert you. If you listen to your body, the body will alert you. How have you been able to get to that place where you're just like, this is what's going on, but this is how I'm going to deal with it?
I mean, I just find myself like thinking about the worst, and then, my little girl will come out and like say something to me that'll make me laugh and smile, and then I appreciate, like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, I can see a lot more of my child. You know what I'm saying? I can see a lot more of myself and my child because of the fact that we're around each other every day. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just small things like, you know, I mean, you know, it's just like from the shit that you'll get hit by a car or some shit like that, and then a butterfly will come by and blow past you like, oh, that wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like God's promise. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because especially now with like, I ran it on Twitter earlier today. I love Twitter. I'll never leave it alone just because I can get my thoughts out sometimes.
Just can't leave you alone.
But like, it's like, you know, with it's just so hard being black. You know what I mean? And like,
and that's it.
That's it. Like, as beautiful as it is, like, to be black it's 10 times more stressful. Because, you know, we're the chosen people, and, you know, that God says that he doesn't want to leave you forsaken, but sometimes you feel like that nigga got us on Do Not Disturb, like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because we just deal with so much on a daily, yearly, fucking centric, I don't know what the fucking word would, you know, the fucking centuries we've been dealing with shit. You know what I mean? So,
and although we deal with shit better than people, we still deal with a lot more than most people.
Yeah, we have no choice. Like, we the fucking cave, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have no choice but to, because we just continue to get the bottom deck of the cars in the fucking shuffle. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bullshit cars and gotta bluff our way to the fucking, you know, big hand. You know what I'm saying? It's just so difficult. You know what I mean? So, like, when you get bogged down, you just gotta, like, shit, put your phone down and goddamn go for a walk, listen to some music, do whatever you got to do just to have some sense of normalcy and joy. You know what I mean? Like, whatever that is. And that's what it is.
That's what it is. Like it was today, actually. Like, today I had a moment, right? Mm-hmm. And that moment came when I saw the video of Ahmaud Arbery.
See, I'm cool.
The black jogger who was killed in Georgia, right? And I had a moment where I was just like, so for y'all who don't know the story, there was this 25-year-old guy jogging in a part of Georgia, and a man and his son came up and harassed him, allegedly saying they thought that he was a robbery a robbery suspect in the neighborhood, even though he got on fucking a t-shirt and some shorts and nothing in his hands. Like, how do you think that he robbed somebody? And I see this video and I see the way this man was just shot, like, in cold fucking blood.
I don't even see how you watch that shit.
And I was just like, yo, like, I just got so fucking pissed off. Like, this happens every day. You know what I'm saying? But it, you know, it'd be like some straw that broke the camel back type shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, yo, I'm so fucking tired of racism and murder under the guise of vigilante justice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just brought back the Trayvon and Zimmerman shit.
I mean, that shit like, brings back everything. Like, all that shit.
Like, it just got to me today. And like, so like for me, like, I'm plugged in. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I'm a fucking pop culture podcaster. You know what I'm saying? And I like what the fuck I do. And I'm always plugged in and I know everything that's going on. And I make that my duty. I feel like I like this. I like podcasts and I like giving y'all the information. I like the fact that, you know, people come like, yo, how I get my news. This is, you know what I mean? Like, I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that the work that I do, that I choose to do, you know, makes a difference. But today, like with fucking coronavirus and all the information that's going on about that. And on top of that, we was already dealing with fucking racism and shit. And then I'm seeing multiple videos of motherfucking cops going in on black people. And, you know, just so much is going on right now. And I'm like, yo, look, I need a break. I need a break. And, you know, I tell y'all all the time about, you know, my rejuvenation weeks and shit like that. So, you know, I'm about to have one of them, you know what I'm saying? Be like, next week, we may not record. Like, I just need to detach for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And I know how to get that back up so I can build myself back up and do all of that. But like, stress, you know, manifests itself physically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm dealing with the fact that I feel like before all this shit, I was complaining about, I need more time so I can do this. And then boom, now you got all this time and then you're not maximizing it. And just like you said, that shit one bite at a time. And I even reached out to a friend like, look, I'm feeling this way for some reason. I don't feel as motivated as I normally feel. You know what I'm saying? Like normally I work all day. It's other shit that I need to get done. I need to get this podcast. This podcast takes a good chunk of my week. From recording it to editing it to promoting it to all that shit. Like that takes a good chunk of my time. And so between my job, my podcast and other shit that I want to do, I'm just like, I need more time because I do feel like I need to live my life too. Like I feel like I work hard, play hard. You know what I'm saying? So when you think I'm just out here living a life, I feel like I done put in my work in order to live that life that I live. And so I hit a friend and that's a therapist. I'm just like, look, I'm feeling unmotivated. I just feel like it's so much going on. And, she basically said some of the shit that you said, like, you going through a pandemic, like you going through some shit you ain't never went through in your life. Don't nobody know how they gonna react to that shit. And you just need to make sure you maintain your sanity. So it's okay to drink as long as it ain't becoming a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to smoke as long as it ain't as long as it ain't hindering you from shit. She said that's the difference between like an addiction and something you doing as, kind of like a coping mechanism or whatever the case may be. I'm drinking more than I normally drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely smoking more than I normally smoke because I'm not even like a heavy smoker like that. And now I'm in the house. I ain't got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's that coping mechanism. You gotta find hobbies and shit like you garden and shit like that. Do you feel like you're smoking more than normal? Yeah. You said you're not really a drinker. Are you smoking more than normal? And do you feel like that's a coping mechanism?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Like, yeah. I'm definitely smoking way more. Like I smoke way more because I ain't got shit to do. Be bored.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I just be like sitting in the garage and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then like, I get off work. I'm sitting in I sit in my little girl's room because I realized that I need a bigger house because I need a fucking office, but I have a big ass house. And I'm like, well, holy shit, I don't have any room in this big ass house. So then like,
so you need more room.
Yeah. So I need more room. And then
privilege.
Yeah. But I don't feel like doing all that shit. So we make do. Well, yeah, I sit in a room all fucking day, you know what I'm saying? And I take a walk and then, it's a very similar routine to every fucking day. So I try to take days off, but like I haven't drank in a while, but I enjoy smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy watching TV high and shit like that. And I enjoy like just chilling and being high. So, I've always enjoyed weed, but yeah, I think it's turned up a notch just because I'm at the crib consistently to the point where like, where a J would last me like 3 or 4 days because I would hit it, you know what I'm saying, when I get off work and after I kick it with the kids and do whatever, whoop de whoop, and, come home and the whole, travel and shit like that. But I don't even have that option, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just at the crib, so I go take a jog and then I'll eat lunch or eat dinner and fuck with the kids and then go hit the weed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, that joint that I had that lasted me 2 or 3 days, it's smoked in one night just because.
Hey, facts. That is true. You know what I mean? That's true, bro. Like I smoke J's. You smoke J's, right? You smoke blunts.
Yeah.
That one J like solo dolo, like by myself. That joint lasts me the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Like I might smoke it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but it's like this one J. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, listen, I can smoke a whole J in a day. Shit, I might smoke 2, just depending on what day it is and what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Me and my
like
cousin was
just
day. Talking about that shit because he's somewhat furloughed. He's still getting paid at a full rate, but like he only worked like every 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like his full-time job, he worked for the city. Durham, he like works 3 days and he's off 8 days. But he's like, I'm smoking. He was like, but I'm getting paid. He was like, bro, I don't be doing shit. I just be at the crib. He was like, I smoke 2 or 3 blunts a day now. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I ain't never do that shit.
Everybody up, I feel like.
Yeah,
everybody who I've talked to is up. Like, even people who really didn't smoke weed. It's like smoking now.
Yeah.
They might smoke like once or twice a year. Like they wasn't anti-weed, but they were like frequenters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Niggas buy mad edibles, like everything.
Yeah.
How are you? How have you ever seen a therapist before?
I need to. No, I need to. I got a whole bunch of shit in this fucking brain of mine and heart of mine that I need to unpack. I just haven't. So, but I continue to say that I need to. I just haven't pulled the trigger. And maybe it's just fear of like finding out who I am really. And I don't know if I'm ready to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but who knows? Maybe I'll enjoy it. I'm sure it will. But I definitely got mad shit. I got daddy issues, mommy issues, family issues, inadequacy issues, fucking mad shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think you already ahead of the game though. The fact that you know you have these things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think the difference is between me and you and like other people. Like other people don't know they have these issues.
Oh yeah, I got them shits big time.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and albeit I had a great life, but I still got issues. Like, I
mean, you know, just because you had a great life don't make you unscathed. You know what I'm saying? It's people with a lot of privilege out here with a lot of money who ain't never had to want for shit, who got 2 parents. You know what I mean? Who, you know what I mean? Like, but everybody got their own shit and it's individualized, you know, to them. And I always try to, I've had a therapist before, but to be completely honest, I only went like 3 times. It was a part of a severance package. And I said, it's there. I might as well try. It was this older white lady and that didn't work.
Oh, that was a lady from Ozark. She bought a McLaren on your ass.
Facts. Oh, but yeah, like I just feel like she couldn't relate. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can give you like some textbook shit, but to me, I feel like you need a person that understands your struggle. You know what I'm saying? So it's very hard to find black therapists.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very hard to find black therapists, and I want a black female therapist like over 45. Like,
2 young homegirls is fucking therapy, but I guess that's
I wouldn't go talk to my homegirls because I know them niggas. Right. Like, y'all niggas got issues. Like, what am I fucking talk to y'all for? Not saying that they're not qualified, but
it's different.
You know what I mean? I'm not, that ain't a diss at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I know y'all as my niggas. That was the case. I just go talk to one of my niggas. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Preconceived notions.
Exactly. And can just, apply the shit and understand, what's going on. And they my age. Like, I want somebody that's a little bit older so that they can, tell me some shit. Like, but it's just hard. Like, even in Atlanta, like, it's hard to find black therapists. And I thought about doing like, what's the shit called? Not Squarespace. That's a web. Then, Talkspace. Online therapist. And, I'm just like, I don't know about that, but you gotta protect your mental health any way that you can. And I feel like talking about shit and getting to the root cause of shit. I'm a root cause person. We already talked about that. So just understand that. Like, even the therapist was like, oh, you're very self-aware, like, about yourself. I'm like, I know my shit. Like, I don't know everything, but I know certain shit, because if shit happened more than twice, then you need to look at yourself. Like, what are you doing? What part did you play in this? Like, why is this happening, to you? Is there any advice of any kind, like hobbies or dealing with shit? Like, you already kind of kicked it off with the flavor when you was, telling me like, this is what you need to do. But do you have any like words for our listeners or whatever, like to dealing with what's going on right now and an abundance of things that are going on right now?
Man, just take it day by day, my nigga. Like, that's it. Like, you feel like, I would say exercise, you know what I'm saying? Like, exercise is a way to clear your fucking, like, just go. Like, just go. And that's the thing, like, we're in the spring, like, obviously you can't go to gyms and shit, you know what I'm saying? And fucking treadmill. Go outside. Like, if your allergies and shit can take, just go outside for a stroll. You know what I'm saying? Get some fresh air.
It helps.
You know what I mean? And just walk and kind of lose yourself a little while and then realize where you at and then turn around and go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, give yourself, get some sweat. You know what I'm saying? Get your blood going, because that's honestly a good way to fucking build your immune system. You know what I mean? Like, the confines of your home can bring you down. You know what I'm saying? So go outside. It's nice outside, especially if you're in the South. Start just moving and shaking a little bit, getting some vitamin D, you know what I'm saying? That natural vitamin D, that's also an immune booster. Exercise is an immune booster. Like, do that, call your peoples, talk to your peoples, you know what I'm saying? Instead of that text, you know what I'm saying? Pick up the phone, call somebody, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be FaceTime, cause some people don't like to FaceTime. I'm not a huge FaceTimer, but call a motherfucker, say what's up, you know what I'm saying? And then you never know, that fucking conversation can last a whole hour and a half. I know I've been doing that shit a lot. Like, I just been calling motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And like, we just fucking talking, kicking it and shit. So, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just simple shit. Like, it ain't gotta be nothing strenuous, you know what I'm saying? Taxing on the body or taxing on your, like, just give yourself some type of, break from the monotony and the norm of what this new shit is, you know what I'm saying? So, this is a time of you try to experience and express as much love as possible, because clearly, obviously motherfuckers ain't making it and going through all type of shit. So, just move around a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Find out some new shit about yourself, goddamn, all type of shit. Do crossword puzzles, do whatever the fuck you want, you know what I'm saying? This is the time to explore and do whatever. And if you don't want to do shit, that's fine too. Yeah. But, just know, you know what I'm saying? Obviously that introduces more when you just sit there and fucking waddle in your own, and loathe and, in your own fucking shit. So if I can give you anything, fucking pot a plant, you know what I'm saying? Do something that you've never done, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't gotta be, again, taxing or something. Like, you ain't gotta build no fucking house or no shit like that, but go power wash the house or some shit. Like, fuck it, do something interesting and do something new. And if not, then just enjoy,
chill,
what you got.
Marinate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things that helped me, even though I came to a boil today, like, for the most part, I've been remaining positive and all of those things. I think something that helps me personally is when I get up in the morning, first I meditate, I thank God, and I'm still healthy and all of that, and just counting my blessings. Like, because it's easy for you to get bogged down on what you don't have or what you're experiencing, because you could be experiencing other shit. Like, I get paid. You know what I'm saying? And I have control over how much work I do today versus, before. When I get up in the morning after I do all that, the first thing I do is I have a home office. So I get up and I open all of the blinds. I let the light in. I open my patio door if weather is permitting. Like, so the air can just come in, you know what I'm saying? So it's bright in my crib, like, and deal with those types of things. I get up and try to eat something healthy, make a fucking smoothie or something like that. Get your health together. That's helped me. Going for a walk has helped me, those types of things. Catching up on shit you want to catch up on. That definitely helps. And, again, my thing was like motivation, cause I'm like, I got time. Why am I not motivated? Talking to friends. So I do a lot of FaceTiming. I didn't do a lot of it at first. It was just like specialty motherfuckers that I would FaceTime with. Now I'm doing all the Zooms. I'm looking at the Instagram lives with the DJ. I got shout out to Sean Fallon. Like, that's one of my favorite Atlanta DJs. He a cool ass dude. Follow him. He does like a mix at almost every day, like at noon or some shit like that. That nigga be jamming. Dance. You know what I mean? Like, I know you, even if you got kids and shit like that, put them on to some of the music that you like. Just do the shit that you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is going to be key. And as these states and stuff start opening up, I know for those of us who have been doing the right thing, you're going to be tempted to go out there because you just over all this shit. But, just like I told my manager when she was telling me about the plans to return and basically putting like a financial spin on it. Like, so we at a point where we want to get our bonuses next year and whatever. And I told her straight up, I was like, ain't no amount of money on my health.
For sure.
I said, so trying to get me back in the office so we can make some type of Trump goal of the economy, like, so we can get this money. I said that does not faze me at all. I said, I told her straight up, I said, listen, you're not going to have people be productive if they got anxiety all day about being in the office and being around people.
Right.
And all of that shit. So just take care of yourself, man, and take care of your kids. And I know that some people have more pressures than others. That's another thing that get me through. I'm like, you know what? People got it way worse than I do. And I think that's been a thing forever. Like, you blessed. You got a lot of shit going on. And, you know, it kind of is what it is. But y'all take care of yourself out there, man. That's all I'm saying. Like, regardless of what you choose and how you choose to live your life, think about the long game.
Right.
Versus the short game of you wanting to be in the house. And like I said, I want to be on the third wave of people. So the first wave is already out. And then it's going to be those people who are out and they see like the first set of people is doing all right. I'm in that third.
Yeah, I ain't going out till June for sure.
I'm going out whenever the numbers fit and make me comfortable. Period. Like, I want to be out just like everybody else, but I don't want to be out and be uncomfortable. That's counterproductive to me, you know? But I want to thank y'all for listening to the show. Make sure y'all subscribe. Check us out on our website, man. Y'all can listen to the show from there if y'all want to. It's the ain'tshitshow.com, and that's the X with the I with E. And check us out on Twitter, IG, Facebook, all of that. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. And tell a friend to tell a friend. Y'all know we like to end this with a quote. And today's quote is, the less you seek validation, the happier you will be. And until next week or next time, if we miss next week, because I need a mental health break, I want y'all to wash your hands, practice social distancing, manifest your destiny, and the marathon continues, man. We out.
Yep.